Okay, we are back for next episode for not for broadcast. There was a new DLC, no update DLC, something like that, and time loop. Time loop. Let's see what it is. Live and Spooky wasn't that great, I think. And Telethon was the best, at least for me. So yeah, I hope this is good. I not read anything about this, what this actually is about. So I not even see the trailer or yeah, nothing, no screenshots, no trailer, nothing. So I just know them. Yeah, time loop. Yeah. Story mode detail. Ah, okay.
And I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Oh, okay, yeah, let's take the normal one.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I told you 1,000 times, Chester. The number of blind dates I've been on when no one turned up.
Wait, it's Jeremy's back? Oh wait, yeah, because it's time loop. Maybe going back to yeah, maybe. Oh, it was I wasn't happy when he died. Oh, I wasn't happy. I know I make a mistake somewhere. Yeah.
Winston, lovely of you to volunteer for an all-nighter. I'll be with you for the first section, but then I'm off. Got tickets for Smiling Toots Johnson and his jazz fandango. Usual stuff for this one. Keep the show on the road and keep the edit snappy. Should be a big night.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one has turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the
audio, music, intercom, yes, subtitles.
age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact time my mother walked out. Honestly, I don't see why it's so hard for you to remember.
If you could just sit here, please, Dr. Magnus. The host will be with you shortly.
Not you. Sorry, Dr. Magnus.
Leave that alone, please, Colin.
I don't like it. Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
What does? Science?
I don't like it.
What doesn't Colin like?
Science, apparently.
Oh, good job there's none here then.
Jeremy, this is Dr. Charles Magnus.
Is he though? Jeremy Donaldson, professional cynic.
All the best minds are.
He's just being modest. He's also a curmudgeon.
Is that from your word of the day calendar?
Did I
Sorry,
miss
late
something?
phone
Is it
call. Professor
already
Magnus.
back in time?
Doctor, apparently.
Oh.
Either is
Because
fine.
Jeremy
That's
died.
surgery.
I beg
killed-
your pardon.
I killed him off.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March 1985,
Oh, yeah,
and
it's
this
back
is
in
a
time.
Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team.
In a laboratory nestled in the sleepy hills of Canterbury, Dr. Charles Magnus and his optimistically named Happiness Collective have been working on a secret project.
They claim their euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. Tonight, live on Channel 1, we'll be putting that claim to the test.
We'll be in and out the schedule throughout the evening with our team of reporters standing by up and down the country to report live on whether the device has brought a smile to your faces.
We'll have guests from the world of science, politics and entertainment, and of course, those all-important results.
So don't move that dial, stick with Channel 1 all evening as we bring you The Night of Smiles.
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, the impressive machine behind me will be activated in the first ever mass experiment of its type. But first, let's meet the man behind the merriment, Dr. Charles Magnus.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. You're the leader of the Happiness Collective, as I understand it.
Yes, that's right.
So how's that work then, being the leader of a collective?
Well, I suppose...
Dr. Magnus, how does your Euphoria device work?
Oh, that's simple. I just get my assistant Chester to push the big red button.
Yes, but what does it actually do?
It makes people happier, Mr. Donaldson.
Yes, and how does it do that?
Well, some of that information is proprietary, but I could try and explain the basics.
Oh, well, we've not got long now, Doc, so try not to get too into the weeds.
Well, to put it simply, everything is vibration. Everything is vibrating. A particle is also a wave, and a wave is, if you like, a note. And we all vibrate at different notes depending on our mood. Happier people vibrate at a higher frequency than sad people, for example.
Is that true? How are we measuring that?
In music, there's a concept called resonance. When a note on a piano is played, corresponding strings also sound. They vibrate in resonance. Are you following me so far?
Yes, I have an O-level in music.
And physics?
Yes, in both.
Well, the Euphoria device works in much the same way. The machine generates a note that represents happiness, and all the people and the animals resonate with that note and feel happier. Noticeably. Measurably. Well, at least that's the hope.
So, what you're saying is that for unprecedented amounts of public money, running into the tens of millions, you've built a giant piano that only plays one note.
Yes, but it's a very powerful note. And this is the only instrument that can play it.
Wow, there is less than a minute to go now. So while we go and get set up with Chester and yourself over at the Euphoria device, we can go live to the new Advance HQ for a special message from the Prime Ministers, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of Advance, Julia and I just wanted to wish all of you the very best of luck with tonight's groundbreaking experiment.
When this project landed on my desk, I just knew it deserved to be funded. After all, what could possibly be better than increased happiness?
Now, I'll admit, I was a little skeptical, but the lab results are promising, and I'm reliably informed it'll even work on the sea.
So it's a big well done from us to Dr. Magnus and the entire team at the Happiness Collective.
So as my old man used to say, it's time to stop twatting about and get the gimlet frothing.
Wow. Good luck, everybody. Back to the studio.
Fantastic, the Prime Minister's there. And of course, without the funding from the Assets and Wealth Fund...
We'd still be making prototypes out of sticks.
And you are Chester.
Chester Mims, 24. My allergies include nuts, macrame furniture, and liquids with a viscosity over 200 centipoise. I've been Dr. Magnus's assistant for...
3 very long years.
Yes, he calls me his right-hand man.
I do not.
Well, that's enough lab banter for now. Let's see if this ridiculous contraption actually works, shall we?
Yes, I think we can get a counter on the screen. And we're going in 10, 9, 8, 7, come on, Jeremy.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1...
I can sense movement down there. I know you're stuck in this with me. Now, it's just a guess, but I think time itself has frozen. However, when it did, this press in case of emergency button the scientist gave me started flashing. And I think it corresponds with the one you have down there in the broadcast room, on that weird-looking machine to your left. I'll press mine now, and let's see if that gets yours working.
Okay. Again.
Winston, lovely of you to volunteer for an all-nighter. I'll be with you for the first section, but then I'm off. Got tickets for Smiling Toots Johnson and his jazz fandango. Does this all seem a little familiar to you, Alex? For the last few hours, I've been having a weird sensation of déjà vu. Strange. Maybe I need a snack? Well, good luck with the show.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one has turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact time my mother walked out. Honestly, I don't see why it's so hard for you to remember.
If you could just
Hang on, this is extremely familiar.
Not you. Sorry, Dr. Magnus.
Leave that alone, please, Colin.
I don't like it. Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
What does? Science?
I don't like it.
What doesn't Colin like?
Science, apparently.
Oh, good job there's none here then.
Jeremy, this is Dr. Charles Magnus.
Is he though? Jeremy Donaldson, professional cynic.
All the best minds are.
He's just being modest. He's also a curmudgeon.
From your word of the day calendar.
Oh, sorry I'm late. Phone call. Professor Magnus.
Doctor, apparently.
Oh.
Either is fine.
10 seconds,
Unless you mean
everybody.
surgery.
I beg your pardon?
Lovely to have you.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March, 1985, and this is a Channel 1 special
yesterday
event
was the
hosted
13th
by
of
your
March.
National Nightly News team.
In a laboratory nestled in the sleepy hills of Canterbury, Dr. Charles Magnus and his optimistically named happiness
Okay,
Collective
we are
have been working on a
definitely doing the same thing again.
They claim their
And I didn't enjoy it much
device
the first
will
time.
raise overall happiness
Much as I hate to
levels
admit
throughout
it,
the
because,
country.
and I want to make this
Tonight, live on Channel 1,
absolutely clear,
we'll be putting this
I
claim to
hate
the test.
science
We'll be
fiction.
giving out
I think something has gone wrong with the chronological order of reality, and we appear to be repeating ourselves. If only there were a name for such a phenomenon. When time seems to be looping. There must be some sort of
Don't
snappy.
move that dial, stick with Channel 1 or anything.
Can't think of
as we
anything.
bring you
Maybe it'll come to me later.
Smiles.
Got it. We'll call this a time loop. Brilliant name, Robert. You've done it again. I should have that trademark. Yes, time loop. Time loop. Time. Bit boring, isn't it, Winston? The event, I mean, not the name, which is snappy and totally original. But you know, this, just watching the same thing. Winston, I have a big red button up here. I'm going to push it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so your button also stops time. Interesting. Right, we've all read enough science fiction nonsense to understand what's happening here. We're clearly going to keep repeating this day again and again until we find a way to break the loop. God, I hope we don't have to go on a journey of self-discovery full of profound insights that lead to personal growth. I have a gig to get to. Leave this with me. I have a brilliant idea. Restart the loop by pressing that big red button again and leave the rest to me.
No, don't start again. No, 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 no. Ah, yeah. Okay.
Winston, back with me now. While I was waiting for you to get back to me in the loop, I enacted the solution to our little time-getting-stuck conundrum. There is absolutely no way that button will be pressed again, so the loop won't repeat, and the ghastly problem has been nipped in the bud before anything too ridiculous happens. I don't want to brag here, Alex, but the solution I found is as elegant as it is simple.
Okay.
A lesser mind would probably have struggled even to conceive of such a notion, but to me, Bob Boseman, it was as obvious as wearing a tie on a Sunday afternoon. I have, and this is the brilliant part, unplugged the machine. Now, watch and learn.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact time my mother walked out. Honestly, I don't see why that's so hard for you to remember.
If you could just sit here, please, Dr. Magnus. The host will be with you shortly.
It's all going to plan.
Sorry, Dr. Magnus.
Leave that alone, please, Colin.
There's something wrong here.
No, it's fine, Colin.
You can feel it. Is this like the day that you could feel that the mayor of Fiddleshire was some sort of bird person?
No, this is different. Something's fizzing. Ah. Here we go.
No! My plan! It was foolproof.
There we go. goodness me.
Going on?
Well, I think it's fairly obvious that did not go to plan, but no point dwelling on who's at fault for what. Let's focus on the task at hand. We'll look at the problem together this time, Alex, and I'm sure we'll come up with the solve. So, I've given you this newfangled pad of mine. It was a gift from the Happiness Collective. Hopefully you noticed it last loop. Apparently, when I write up here, you'll be able to see it down there, which is brilliant. But as far as the science behind it goes, it may as well be magic as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I'll write down some ideas for plans, and if you just select them on your pad, I'll make sure we implement them for the next loop. Give it a go now. If no one's in the studio, they can't press the button. Simple. Right, I've pressed my button up here. If you're happy with your choice, just press... I have to confess, Winston, I had a bit of fun with this one. You see, it had to be something serious enough to actually empty the studio, but not so serious that people would be worried once they were safely away. And then, my eureka moment. I put on a strange voice and called in a bomb threat. Brilliant, isn't it? They've evacuated the whole building. Now all we have to do is simply wait and... delay the inevitable, I feel. Won't they just come back up and press the button later? Seems this may have been one of your more short-sighted ideas, Alex.
What?
Not to worry,
Mine?
we'll fix it for the next loop. Speaking of, is that your old replacement cleaning the studio now? I wonder if they'll clean the... Damn it. I'm going to fire that cleaner. I guess we'll just have to cancel the show then. They can't press the button if they aren't doing the experiment, and I've got the perfect replacement show. I know what you're thinking, Alex. What possible merit could the Cat Football Cup have being on Channel 1? And of course, the answer is they were available and it gets us out of this damn time loop.
No, they take it very seriously.
Oh, of course they do.
Apparently, they hate each other.
Oh, of course they do.
Ancient enmities and bad blood.
They sound like an awful rock album.
Sorry, I'm late. Furball.
Apparently they hate each other.
They do. They absolutely do hate each other.
Oh, well, this should be fun.
Well, while I am glad that the pseudoscience has defected to Hammerman's lot on Channel 3, I think Boseman should be congratulated on possibly finding something that's even worse.
You're not a cat person.
I'm not a pet person.
I always assumed you'd keep fish.
Domestic parasites.
10 seconds. What, fish?
No,
Domestic
all the hair of the
parasites.
terrorists.
That's what the crew call you.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening, viewers of Channel 1, and welcome to this National Nightly News special event.
Tonight, for one night only, we're bringing you everything you need to know about this year's Cat Football Cup final.
We'll have interviews with the coaches, managers, and even the star players. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work, but I guess we'll find out.
Our roving team of reporters have been tucked away up and down the country to bring you live reactions and pre-match fever.
And, of course, at 9 we'll have all the action of the match itself, live, right here on Channel 1.
So don't go changing that channel. It's going to be perfect here on Channel 1.
I had to knock these titles together in a bit of a hurry, but I'm actually quite happy with how they turned out.
welcome back. I'm delighted to be joined by the two coaches of tonight's cat football final. And I believe you're also the managers.
And the owners.
Yes.
And I would imagine most of the spectators.
Let's start with you. Felicity.
Snippety Whippet. Felicity Snippety Whippet. I am the manager, coach, owner, spiritual guide and muse for my team, the inimitable little Smallington Big Paws.
That's a name that gives you pause for thought.
It's a family name, actually. The Big Paws have legacy, unlike those so-called fluffers.
The Slingtown Fluffers have plied their skills against superior teams than yours and always achieve proud ends. Tonight should be no different. Expect a tumescent trouncing, Fliss.
Felicity. Felicity. As well you know, you putrid pink prat.
Oh, well, let's just take a moment to breathe. I can see we're both keen competitors, but let's try and keep a friendly atmosphere.
Of course, apologies. Montgomery Fortune, manager of the Fluffers, soon to be proud fondler of the Cat Football Cup. A man more sinned against than sinning.
Oh, the Big Paws will hold the cup. We've been training all season and we're not slowing down at the finish line. You stand as much chance of winning the cup as Professor Tiddles does of winning a beauty pageant.
You take that back. You know Professor Tiddles only sprouted that blemish because you tried to poison him.
I would never, ever harm a cat. They are divine, graceful, elegant, everything you should strive to be.
I think the sprightly Mercutio I performed in my mess-bent youth would beg to disagree. Besides, your centre-forward has mange.
Oh, have you glanced at your team recently? They're more verbal than fancy footwork, and their teamwork is so chaotic it's like playing against dogs.
You take that back.
Never. In fact, I'll go further. Your team is lazy, disorganized, and matted. You'd have done better to get them all spayed.
Well, we seem to be a whisker away from a fist fight here.
Will you stop with the cat puns?
I concur. If we could all just calm down, please.
Can't stop meow. I've got too many of these.
So, both of you, I have a question. Cats. They're pointless, really, aren't they?
They must have done the experiment on one of our competitor channels. Shame. I was looking forward to taking a hammer to that bloody machine. So, I was right. It turns out that when I turned down the Euphoria experiment for Channel 1, Channel 3 decided they'd make room, and the experiment went ahead as planned. And, well, unless they have their own Alex Winston to press that red button, we may be stuck here forever. But assuming we're not, let's talk about next time round. I suppose if we're going to be stuck here, we may as well get to know each other. We'll start with me. Did you know that I like mushrooms? Also, things like the feel of dew on your face in the hills of the Cotsdowns, or a brisk autumn morn. Although, to be honest, some of those I can kind of take or leave. Ooh, here's another one. Did you know that I love the sound of smooth jazz? If you ask me, very little in this world can beat an afternoon alone with the rhythms. Listen, I have a question for you. Do you like the feeling when a man you don't know particularly well brushes against you in the corridor and suddenly you feel a stirring in the...
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness. You were starting to get a little strange there, Alex. Let's just move on. Less said, the better. Full disclosure here, Winston. I may have gone a little overboard on this one.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my Why is my machine covered up?
If you could just sit here, please, Dr.
Someone
Magnus.
has covered up my machine. You there?
Who, me?
Why have you covered up my device?
Not me, mate. I do sound. I agree, though. It just feels wrong, doesn't it?
There's nothing suspicious. Boseman just wants to do a big reveal. Perhaps Chester would like to.
Really? Can I?
Oh, if you must. Try not to injure yourself.
Yes, Dr. Magnus.
Everything set?
Just a small change. We're going to do a big reveal.
Sorry, I'm late. Leaky gusset. Where do you want me?
Over there with Chester.
Hi.
Chester Mims, 24. My favourite odours are cinnamon, pine leaves, and of course, Asian yoghurt.
Okay.
Preferably 7 months old, if possible.
You'll have to forgive Chester.
Gives it a good nose.
He takes personality advice from women's magazines.
Oh, we had a makeup artist that did that.
Really?
She's dead now.
So, who's opening?
Just trim it down and throw it to Megan.
I'm only joking. She's not dead. Probably just unemployed.
Consider it trimmed.
Possibly homeless, I suppose.
10 seconds.
I mean, she could be dead. I wouldn't know.
Going in
You
5,
scare me.
4, 3.
Good evening. It's March the 13th, 1985, and you join us for a National Nightly News special event. Dr. Charles Magnus and his tritely named team have been building a machine which they claim will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. Sounds ludicrous to me. Megan?
Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy. I am here with Chester Mims, Dr. Magnus's assistant.
Right-hand man.
Sorry?
Right-hand man. He calls me his right-hand man.
I do not!
He does, sometimes.
Well, Chester, without any further ado, let's unveil this Euphoria device. I'm excited, actually. You excited, Chester?
Not really. I've seen the device before.
Okay, let's go for it, everybody. In 3, 2, 1.
Oh, for goodness sake, Chester.
It's a little larger than I
You just
anticipated.
science. Come on now. Equal and opposite force. And upwards. Upwards.
Yes, no.
Yes.
Wrapped
Never
around.
mind.
No.
Just...
Oh, God, my eye!
My device! What's happened? Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what's happened.
Well, it appears we'll be having a change of schedule here tonight on Channel 1. Perhaps there's another experiment we can get up and running. We could see if badgers can flip pancakes or work out exactly how much stupid there is.
We're cancelling the experiment?
Of course not, Chester.
Doctor, I don't see how we can proceed.
It's fine. We have another device back at the laboratory in Canterbury. And I'm sure Gerald is watching this now, and if he does, he was expecting there might be some teething problems. He can just fire up that one and off we go. Gerald, if you're watching, we will fire it up now, please. Thank
Well,
you.
that is handy.
Well, that's annoying.
It appears the experiment will be proceeding anyway, if untelevised. So here's hoping we all crack a smile sometime soon.
Oh, terrific.
Won't be long. Only takes a few seconds to charge up the new device, and then Gerald will just...
Ah, you bugger.
Okay, this is starting to get irritating. I have
Yes.
tickets for Smiling Toots Johnson, for God's sake. I'll be damned if I'm going to miss it. So what have we learned? We can't cancel the show in any way, or they'll do it on another channel. We can't break the device. They'll just use the backup. So, if we can't nobble the machine, we'll have to nobble the show somehow. I've got a few options to consider. We could put a guard on the machine so it can't be used, or we could change up the hosts and see if we can break the show that way. Or, I suppose, we could let everyone know what's going on and see if we can stop it happening again. Which do you want to do, Winston?
Host. I think Jenny and Colin. Actually, fuck, who are they? I can't remember. Oh, let's take them.
Well, if nothing else, I'm sure Bannon will be able to annoy Magnus out of doing the experiment. Even Short won't be enough to rein him in.
Okay. Come on. I only remember Jeremy. That's all I remember. Character names. So yeah, because I think Jeremy is the best one. I don't know. Maybe because yeah. Will you go? Oh my. Okay, this is annoying. Yeah, they should cut this one out from the game. That's annoying. Yeah. That is... Oh, wait. It's a little bit longer than before. Okay, now it went.
They even got rid of Jenny. Stop her meddling.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact time my mother walked out. I honestly don't see why that's so hard for you to remember.
Hi, sorry, yes. Hi, Dr. Magnus and Chester. If you could both just take a seat here for me, please.
New
I'll
one,
be with
makeup
you shortly,
or whatever.
this is Miss Short, just over here.
Hi, Robin Short. Pleasure to
Not
meet you.
you.
But she said that I should...
I don't care what she said. She's clearly out of her depth. You get to press the big red button later. Now, off you trot.
Oh, I don't think we should touch that, Colin.
Leave that alone, please, Colin. Who are you?
I'm Mr. Bannon's sort of...
Bannon? This is a horrible idea. I need some warm-up whips.
What's a horrible idea? Who is that weird little man? I want him fired right now.
We're only here for one night, Patrick. I don't think we can go around firing people. I'm mostly making this up as I
Oh,
go.
Patrick.
Oh, how
okay.
reassuring.
That's Dr. Magnus and... where's Chester?
Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry about her. She's new. For some reason, they keep leaving. The station lumps me with these arseholes. I think they see me as some sort of mentor to them, whereas actually I'm more of a guru. Patrick Bannon, nice to meet you.
Any relation to Graham Bannon?
Oh, it's a bit complicated.
He's his son.
I'm his son, yep.
Don't worry, you're in perfectly capable hands with Patrick and I. True professionals.
Looking forward to the big button press?
Yes, it will be the culmination of many months of hard work and long nights.
Crikey, when did you actually start?
Well, we were tinkering for years, but we didn't really get going until Advance came through with the funding.
There we go, all here. Lovely. Okay, we're going live in 10.
You know, often wonder what it'd be like to be sitting here in the big chair.
Big chairs.
Be the man in front of the camera.
Or woman.
Jeremy Donaldson 2.0.
Going...
You're welcome to that one.
In 5... No,
I'll tell you,
sorry,
Robin,
3...
I've got absolutely
no, we're live.
Oh, no, I'm not planning on spunking this opportunity right up the curtains. No, sirree.
Patrick, we're live!
Good evening, I'm Patrick Bannon.
And I'm Robin Short. It's the 13th of March 1985, and this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news reporting team.
Yes. Jeremy Donaldson and Megan Wolfe are off doing something. I don't know what, no one told us. So I'll be hosting this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Yes, we will, Patrick. Gently nestling in the sleepy hills of Chintlebury is a solitary laboratory where Dr. Charles Magnus and his wonderfully named Happiness Collective have been working on a secret project.
Yes, indeed. I do like a good nestle, don't you, Rob?
What?
I like a good, don't worry about it. The team are claiming that this euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. Tonight, I'll be putting that claim to the test, live on Channel 1.
As will I. We have reporters positioned up and down the country and a smorgasbord of fabulous expert guests right here in the studio to check those all-important results.
But don't even think about changing that channel. You stay right here with me. Us. Live on Channel 1 for
The Night of Smiles.
Okay, let's see what's happening here.
You know, Winston, I feel a certain sympathy for Chester. Magnus seems to enjoy torturing him with impossibly convoluted maths problems.
Welcome back. In just a few short minutes, the Euphoria device will be activated, and I'll be even happier than I already am sitting here hosting this. Doesn't seem possible. Maybe I'll we. But before that, let's meet the men behind the merriment, Mr. Chester Mims and Dr. Charles Magnus.
Hello.
Hi. I can't believe I'm here.
You're not supposed to be.
Oh, thanks for joining me. Dr. Magnus, you're the leader of this happiness collective, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And what does this thing actually do?
Well, We have one underlying unifying goal: to scientifically and quantifiably improve happiness levels for everyone, everywhere. The Euphoria device is the culmination of years of research from many experts around the globe.
So, then, how does it actually work?
Oh, well, that's simple. I just get my assistant, Chester, here to push the big red button.
well, it's actually a little bit more complicated than that. You see, I have to attune it. I push the big red button, yes.
Yeah, sure. And once you push that thing, or you or me, it doesn't matter, does it? What does it actually do?
It makes you feel happier, Mr. Bannon.
Well, I'm following the science.
But how does it make us feel happier, Dr. Magnus?
Obviously, some of that information is proprietary, but...
Oh, of course, please, say no more.
OK.
No, don't literally say no more. We're doing a TV show, for God's sake.
Oh, well, I could explain some of the basics.
Oh, bear in mind, we've not got too long to go now, so let's keep it simple for old Patrick here.
No, hold on. No. I'm good at science, actually. I did science all the way through school.
I was only joking.
Yeah, and I dated a science teacher once, so probably picked a thing or two up by Ozymandias.
Osmosis?
Yes, look, I'm just saying that I'm perfectly qualified to discuss science. Thank you.
OK, Dr. Magnus, perhaps you could explain it in layman's terms for a thicko like me.
Yeah, for a thicko like her.
Well, to put it simply, everything is vibrating. Everything is vibrating. Sorry?
I'm not vibrating.
Well, interestingly, actually you are.
Everything is.
I'm not.
Well...
Look at that. Steady as a bloody rock, that is.
Yes, it appears steady, but actually...
Do you know what they called me in boy cadets?
No.
Have a guess.
Cadet Bannon?
Yes, they called me Cadet Bannon because the sergeant major said they had to, but also something else. Go on, a nickname, come on. You little clown boy, have a guess.
Is this a game? I like games. My favourite games are hide the pickle, cock or ball...
No cock or ball, have a guess.
Steady hand Bannon.
It was steady hand, that's right, steady hand Bannon, well done. Good guess. Steady hand Bannon. Point is, not vibrating in any way.
If you say so.
Would have been a deadly sniper.
I'm sure you would.
Too much sitting around, though. The Bannons don't have time for that, no siree.
Thank you very much, Patrick. You were saying,
obviously
Dr. Magnus.
interspersed with the odd,
Crikey.
But most are just sort of sitting around. It's a boring job.
Dr. Magnus.
Yes. Well, a particle is also a wave, and in music
Brimley
there's
Sands.
What's that now?
I was saying Brimley Sands. Went there on the summer. Beautiful place. Loads of them there.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
Oh, my God, we're talking about waves, aren't we? So I went to Brimley Sands. Obviously, didn't go right up to the coastline. Got to protect the money maker as well.
Yes, but those aren't the waves we're talking about, Mr. Bannon.
These are smaller ones, like radio waves.
Pretty sure you don't get waves on the radio, Robin.
They come out of the radio.
OK, well, if that was true, then why isn't my sideboard all wet from the waves? You explain that with your science.
Is there any point?
I could give it a go.
It's a rhetorical question, Chester.
Just like to be or not to be, that's also a rhetorical question.
It absolutely isn't.
Shall I go on?
No time.
Crikey! Well, I'm sorry, but we've actually wasted the chance to chat about all of that.
Well, I think we all learned a lot from that. I know I did.
OK, we've got less than 2 minutes to go now, Patrick. So, while Chester goes over there to configure the Euphoria device, thank you, Chester, we are going to go live to the new Advanced HQ for a special message from the Prime Ministers, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury. Let's go to that now.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of Advanced, Julia and I just wanted to wish all of you the very best of luck with tonight's groundbreaking experiment.
When this project landed on my desk, I just knew it deserved to be funded. After all, what could possibly be better than increased happiness?
Now, I'll admit, I was a little sceptical, but the lab results are promising.
I've noticed something, and I would imagine you have too. Every time Magnus appears, he lists 6 tragic facts from his life.
Well done from us
Why?
to Dr. Magnus and the entire team at the Happiness Collective.
So, as my old man used to say, it's time to stop twatting about and get the gimlet frothing.
Wow. Good luck, everybody. Back to the studio.
No, that's just what they want you to do. No, journalism is about taking massive risks for even bigger rewards. Being seen to do something, even if you're doing nothing at all. Now, this is my big opportunity, and I'm going to grasp it with both hands.
I thought this job was going to be glamorous.
Good one.
Just day after day with this fucking...
You'll outlast him.
This isn't going to end well, is it?
Oh, maybe you'll get lucky and you'll fire you. God, yeah. Just bide your time.
We're live!
Oh! Fantastic! Our Prime Ministers, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry,
and
what's
of course,
going on? Why is Chester over there?
Well, we thought it might be better if a handsome young journalist in a suit did the push, you know, rather than a sort of stuffy old thing in a lad coat.
Look, Mr. Bannon, I really
This
don't
is
think
highly irregular.
Patrick, I really
Let's
think
get
it would be
involved!
better.
We've got a new catchphrase to try out as well when we get there. OK, let's start with 10, shall we? 10, 9, 8, come on, Boffin, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get your Bannon on!
I will not be getting my Bannon on. Choose another one. This one's going to be an absolute train wreck. There's a reason I keep them both behind camera. We'll be lucky if they make it to the opening titles.
Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit long. Like this time loop thing. Come on, why are you putting this one so long? Come on. Hello. Again. Don't tell me I have to go over everything.
Right.
That's so
These two
long.
have absolutely no training. This is going to be a disaster. I've told them it's a job swap. They're all so freaked out. It's been a lovely day.
Lovely thing.
Bloody brilliant.
This is a stupid idea.
Hope my nan's watching from her cell.
Of all the stupid ideas Boseman has got from books on intrepid management style, this has to rank as the stupidest.
This is my favourite version yet.
This is so fun. I don't want to be on TV.
Job swap!
I'm not using my real surname.
Don't use your real surname. God, no, I don't. You look amazing. They're going to love you.
How do I look?
Like a used car salesman.
Excellent. Sprongs consider enterprise to be prime amongst the virtues.
Why is that, Colin?
No one knows. It was written on a spoon.
On a spoon?
10 seconds!
Down the
Where
side
are
of
the guests?
5, 4, oh God, shit, 2, go!
Good evening. I'm Jenny Skywalker.
And I'm Colin Sprong. With a wooden one. The spoon, that's how they're able to get the writing down the stool.
Colin, shut up! Just carry on!
You're not supposed to be heard.
Follow the auto cue then.
Oh, right, the auto cue. Snuggled into the warmly heaving bosom of Canterbury, nestling in the soft embrace of its tempting rolls. Who wrote this? I did not write this.
I wrote it, just read it.
It's like a bad erotic romance novel.
A team of strong but inwardly vulnerable scientists have knotted their collective brows in pulsing concentration as they strive heroically towards one end and one end alone.
To make us all happier. Will it work?
Probably not. Actually, it doesn't say that. That's just what I think. It says, let's find out. Tonight on
The Night of Smiles.
Titles, 45 seconds.
Winston, the machine to your left. How many combination locks did it have again?
Oh, don't tell me I have to choose some kind of combination. Oh, that would be annoying.
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, the machine thrusting firmly upwards behind me. It's not behind me, actually. It's over there. Will be expertly turned on in the first ever mass experiment of its type. But first, let's meet the man behind the merriment.
The boy with the joy.
Dr.
The bloke with the jokes. I've got loads of these.
Actually, I don't tell jokes. I'm really awful at them.
Dr. Charles Magnus, thank you for being here, and I'm sorry about, well, pretty much everything, but especially Colin.
Rude.
Dr. Magnus, why devote your life to something as ephemeral as happiness?
Well, I suppose I'd seen happy people from time to time, and I thought it looked nice.
But shouldn't happiness come as a result of our personal experiences? Shouldn't it be earned?
Not necessarily. One of my uncles once won a year's happiness on a scratch card.
Yeah, that question was more for Dr. Magnus.
Yes, but our surreal friend here does make a good point. I mean, why should we have to earn happiness when we could have it for free?
Because, well, then it doesn't mean anything, does it? It's not real happiness. It's just a drug administered through the air.
I don't think that's very
What about
fair.
if someone at home tonight watching this has just experienced a bereavement? What if they don't want to feel happier? What if your device interferes with the natural process of grieving? Have you considered that?
Well, my device will... there's no malice intended. Chester, come here a minute.
Let's welcome Chester to the show.
Chester Mims, 24. I enjoy science, orienteering, and the cheeses of the West Country.
Chester, have we made the calculations for the recently bereaved?
Yes, I'm sure we have. 1 second, I'll just...
Dr. Magnus, have your team done an adequate risk assessment for this experiment?
Yes, we have. I think we have, yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Chester,
Look, he's starting to crack.
Effect on the unborn child, effect on boxers and other aggression-based activities. Yes. Effect on the bereaved and potential corrected for by 18% with reality stabilization circuitry. Yes. Provided that no one messes around with the circuitry on the relay, I'm sure we'll be absolutely fine.
Well, I believe we have a special message from the Prime Ministers to wish you luck. Maybe they should wish us all luck.
You know, you weren't the only channel that wanted to run this experiment live.
Oh, no, we're really glad you're here.
Well, you seem very cynical.
Sorry, I don't usually host these things. That's probably why.
Yes, we were promised Jeremy Donaldson.
That probably wouldn't have gone much better for you.
You know, I've a good mind to call the whole thing off.
No, let's not do that. I'll never work in TV again. Let's just listen to the Prime Ministers.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of Advance, Julie and I just wanted to wish all of you the very best of luck with tonight's groundbreaking experiment.
When this project landed on my desk, I just knew it deserved to be funded. After all, what could possibly be better than increased happiness?
Now, I'll admit, I was a little sceptical, but the lab results are promising, and I'm reliably informed it'll even work on this sea.
So it's a big well done from us to
There's a
Dr.
link between
Magnus and the
Magnus's tragic
entire
list of
team at the
events
Happiness
and the
Collective.
combination
So,
lock.
as my old man used to say, it's time to stop twatting about and get the gimlet frothing.
Wow. Good luck, everybody. Back to the studio.
Welcome back. Let's press this button and see if the universe breaks.
The odds of the universe actually breaking are infinitesimally small.
Well, you two better get your story straight. It's a bit of fun. What do I want to do every time now?
Damnation! My staff are just too bloody good at multitasking.
Uh,
If we tell everyone we're getting stuck in a time loop, they'll be sure not to press that button.
why I can't... Oh, it's so annoying. Yeah. Okay.
I've installed a tannoy in the studio. Leave this to me. I'm a master of explanation and negotiation.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact time my mother walked out. Honestly, I don't see why that's so hard for you to remember.
If you could just sit here, please, Dr. Magnus.
This
The
one,
host
yeah.
will be with you shortly.
Yes.
Lumps, cat, AIDS,
Not you.
dad, mom.
Leave that alone, please, Colin.
This reminds me of the time I accidentally ate a load of acid instead of my banana sandwich.
We've all been there, Colin.
Jeremy, this is Dr. Magnus. He is the scientist.
Attention, National Nightly News team. Please gather everybody by the sofas.
Sorry, I'm late. Unstable cat. Was that Boseman?
This is Boseman.
Is this a drill?
This is not a drill.
Right, okay, Chester, if you could please join us on the sofas.
And the crew, please. I'm on my way down.
Okay, and the crew, please. So, idea. Is it someone's birthday? Anyone?
Okay, what's happening? I want to see
Right,
the Boseman.
I've gathered you all here because I'm afraid I have to tell you something that's going to be hard to comprehend. For all of you, this is a normal day. But for Alex, Winston and I, it is repeating over and over again. We are trapped in some sort of time loop. And it always begins when someone presses the button on that infernal machine over there.
The Euphoria device? Impossible. Temporal attunement ironed out all the problems with the time circuitry months ago.
I'm sorry, are you quite all right, Robert?
Yes, I'm fine, Jeremy. Look, I know this is hard to accept, but if you'll just
Not
listen...
for me.
What's that, Colin?
Not my first time. Been caught in a couple of these.
You're experienced with time loops, Colin.
Oh yeah, Sprong's always getting caught up in stuff like this. Time loops, multiverses. Standard Wednesday. I'm pretty much immune to this stuff now.
I'm sorry, are we choosing to believe this?
Of course not. There's no such thing as a time loop. It's impossible.
It throws up too many paradoxes.
Exactly. Too many paradoxes. It's an impossibility.
Well, it may be an impossibility, but Winston and I are trapped in one right now.
Well, it can't be our machine. We haven't even started it up yet.
Yes, and that's exactly how it's going to stay.
What, you're cancelling the show?
We're already live, I believe.
Yes, a few minutes now.
I'm sorry, the viewing public are currently watching you have a massive nervous breakdown. That can't be good.
Can we get security up here, please?
Yes, and a doctor.
Is everything okay at home, Mr. Boseman?
Yes, everything is okay at home. I'm telling you, that machine is going to break reality itself.
That's also impossible.
The Department of Metaversal Stability fixed that issue months ago.
This machine is totally safe. I will prove it to you.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, Mr. Boseman, stop.
Is everything all right here, Mr. Boseman?
Help me restrain this man.
I think he's having an episode.
Standard time loop stuff, this never works.
Why don't you believe me?
Could you let the guest go, please?
No, you don't understand.
Well, why don't you let him go, Robert, and we can go have a little chat about it?
We don't need a little chat. Oh, for God's sake.
I don't know what sort of operation you clowns think you're running here, but if you think you can stand in the way of science, you've got another thing coming.
Well, I tried. Okay, carry on then. I'm going back to my office.
If you could just come with us for a moment, sir.
Of course.
Okay, everyone, back to your places, please. It's okay. Save this.
Well, firstly, an apology to our viewers at home who've had to witness, well, what just happened. Our boss has been having a breakdown on national television. Personally, I can't think of anything more mortifying, but I can assure you he will receive the best possible care.
After him! He's heading for the stairs!
Meanwhile, everyone here feels a bit upset, so now would be a perfect time to test the device, which makes the unlikely claim of being able to cheer everybody up. Dr. Magnus?
Yes.
Actually, the machine uses resonance to raise the...
No one cares, Chester.
They're all idiots. It's us against the world. Just give me a moment. Okay. Go ahead when you're ready, Winston. The problem is people pressing the button, so we hire someone to stop that from happening. a lovely chap. Didn't have a lot of experience, but he seems enthusiastic, and that's the most important thing.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm and... Excuse me, who's that?
If you could sit here, please, Dr. Magnus. The host will be with you shortly.
Not you.
Sorry, Dr. Magnus.
Leave that alone, please, Colin.
Who are you? Well, stay away from the device, sir.
All right, mate. Keep your hair on. You're only a blip anyway.
I'm a what?
Jenny, why is there an armed man in my studio?
Who are you?
Oh, hi, I'm Andy. Drop Dead Security.
Unfortunate name.
Yeah, I was thinking of changing it.
Jenny, who is this?
I've had all these cards printed.
Boseman hired him.
What, to protect the device?
He seems really invested in it, insisted on briefing him personally.
You know how to use it?
Yeah?
You don't sound very sure about that.
Oh, what? Yeah, but it's fine, right? I took a course.
3 months?
2 days.
10 seconds, everybody.
You okay?
I hate guns.
Oh, I think they're quite fun.
5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March 1985 and this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team.
In the Boatshoe, nestled in the sleepy hills of Canterbury, Dr. Charles Magnus and his optimistically named Happiness Collective have been working on a secret...
Sorry.
Have been working on a secret project.
They claim their Euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. Tonight, live on Channel 1, we'll be putting that claim to the test.
We'll be in and out of the schedule.
God, sorry again. Yeah.
In and out of the schedule.
No. Oh, sorry, I think it's my allergies. I think it's my allergies. I'm really playing up today.
We're all off all night. You'll go.
We'll have guests from the world of science, politics and entertainment, and of course, those all-important results.
So don't change that channel. Stick with Channel 1 only.
No, it's getting worse. I think it might be your perfume. I think it's her perfume.
Right, I noticed you managed to hold it together through Megan's line.
What? Oh, sorry, mate. I think my ears are swelling.
Well, good luck with that. It's the Night of Smiles.
Night of Smiles.
Roll the titles.
Magnus's list, we can unlock that glass panel on the relay machine to your left.
Yeah, I know. This is lumps, hats.
Welcome to the Night of Smiles. In just a few minutes, the impressive machine behind me will be activated in the first ever mass test of its type. So let's meet the man behind the merriment, Dr. Charles Magnus.
Dr. Magnus, thank you for joining us. I understand you're the leader of the Happiness Collective, is that right?
Dr. Magnus?
Excuse me, young man.
Me?
Yes. Did you say it was your job to stop the big red button being pressed?
Yeah, pretty much sums it up, yeah.
You do realise I built that machine?
Oh, I don't know anything about the science of it. No, don't come too close, though.
I have spent my entire adult life trying to make everyone in the world, including myself, happier. That's a noble aim, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's lovely, that. Well done.
Thanks. Well, the thing is, to bring my work, my life's work, to completion, I need to press that button. Do you understand me, Andy?
Yeah, but the thing is, I can't have you doing that, see, so...
This is ridiculous.
Just realising that now, are we?
I'm sorry, Andy. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going out live right now, and the whole point of this segment is that it culminates in that big button being pushed. Now, I don't know what our boss has told you, but you must have misunderstood because he would never sabotage this show.
Just follow your orders, Andy.
When did
I love this thing. I'm going to have these put in everywhere.
Right, stay back. Stay back.
Maybe this...
Stop.
Andy!
You bugger!
Ah, yeah.
useless piece of utter contemptible shit. We can't break the machine, we can't break the show, but I could break the scientist. Leave it to me, Winston. Just hit that big red button. I found the solution. No scientists, no experiment. Sit back and relax, Winston. This one's all me. It's going to be a very short show.
And you're sure you haven't seen them?
Not for the last half an hour or so. They're normally out here by now banging on about numbers.
And you've checked everywhere. The break room, Dr. Magnus's dressing room.
Break room, they're always out of the dressing room by now.
Colin, can you please just go and check if they're in the dressing room and I'll get security to do another look around. Don't press that button.
I do believe we were sent there on purpose, Chester.
On purpose? Dr. Magnus, who would have sent us there intentionally?
I'm not sure. Perhaps it was a competition.
The Blissful Union?
Yes, those nerds have been jealous of our Euphoria device ever since we secured the funding from Advance.
They're trying to stop us?
Yes. We must proceed immediately.
Dr. Magnus, if we hadn't have got out of there, I'm not sure.
If you hadn't got us out, Chester, I mean, that thing. If you hadn't broken the door down and got us out with that unexpectedly impressive show of strength, well, you did well today, Mr. Mims. You did well.
Dr. Magnus, that's the kindest thing you've ever said to me.
I know I've been a bit harsh on you in the past, Chester, but I promise that this changes from now until the end of time.
Thank you, sir. That means so much.
There you are, Dr. Magnus. We were worried something had happened to you. Glad you both look fine. Actually, you look like you've seen a ghost. Are you all right?
We have undergone a deeply distressing and scientifically implausible trauma at the hands of our enemies. We are absolutely and definitively not all right. Fortunately, a remedy is at hand.
Dr. Magnus, we're not even...
The solution is flawless. The execution is the problem. I don't know why you suggested the old haunted Bannon soundstage. Terrible idea. But I have a better place. Don't worry, Alex. I'll clean up your mess.
I didn't do nothing.
Okay, there is no way those scientists are showing up on this show. I think we're good.
And you're sure you haven't seen them?
It's so infuriating you don't remember our conversations, you know.
And you've checked everywhere. The break room, Dr. Magnus's dressing room.
Yes, and I've sealed off the old Bannon soundstage.
Wait, why would you do that? Colin, can you please just go and check if they're in the dressing room and I'll get security to do another look around.
Yes, look all you want. You won't find them this time.
Why can't he press the button? Isn't that the whole point, isn't it? Wait, where is everybody?
Where
is he? Speaking to Professor What's-His-Face and his collection of smiling idiots. Jenny?
Yes, Dr. Charles Magnus and his assistant.
Sorry, I'm late filing my teeth. Where are the guests?
They seem to have mysteriously disappeared. I'll have them back here by the time you come back from the titles, don't worry.
It's considered poor form to lose the guests, Jenny.
Well, next time, I'll read the news and you can chase the wandering scientist. How about that? 10 seconds.
Probably do a good job.
Oh, you can make Colin my co-anchor. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March, 1985, and this is The Night of Smiles.
It's 45 seconds back.
What did I tell you? Nice short show.
few minutes, the impressive machine behind me will be activated in the first ever mass experiment of its type. So let's talk about the man behind the merriment. Dr. Charles Magnus, who will be speaking to you later this evening. Truly a visionary. Right, Jeremy?
Yes, if by visionary you mean...
Sabotage!
Dr. Magnus, what happened?
He told us it was the way to get into the studio.
It didn't seem believable, but he was so convincing.
Yes, I bloody was.
He told us that all television studios were entered by shoot.
We don't work in television. How are we supposed to know?
So we got in and...
the darkness,
and
the sliding, the big splash, and the wet.
And the clownfish.
Lucky the viscosity was low, or heaven knows what would have happened.
Somebody is clearly out to sabotage us.
Yes, Dr. Magnus, probably the blissful union.
I concur. Those nasty little geese. We must start the experiment immediately.
Wait.
Right, I've had enough. There's only one real solution that will fix this once and for all. Once more into the breach, dear Winston. Once more.
And you're sure you haven't seen them?
No.
Yes, they definitely won't be coming on now.
And you've checked everywhere. The break room, Dr. Magnus's dressing room.
Spooky place, aquarium.
Actually had to kill them,
Colin, why would you check there?
I didn't mean
Don't
to.
check
I
those or
thought
any other
knocking them
crazy places
unconscious
you
would
can
work,
think of.
but
Go to the
then they
dressing
fought
room.
We're
back.
going to be there. We've been through this.
Colin, please,
His
just
dressing
go and
room
check
is
if
in
they're in
a
the dressing room,
right
and I will get
state.
security to do another look around. Oh, and don't press that button.
Why can't he press the button? That's the whole point,
But
isn't
on
it?
the bright side, they
Wait,
won't
where
press
is
the button
everybody?
now.
Aren't we
So
supposed to
we're
be
out
speaking
of
to
the
the high
loop, which
whatnot
is...
or something from the grinning morons?
We're out of the loop.
Jenny?
And I
Dr.
killed
Magnus and his assistant.
So sorry I'm late. Blood everywhere. Where are the guests?
Both of them have mysteriously disappeared.
No. I can't go to jail.
With you before you come
I
back from
wouldn't do well in
the
the joint, Alex.
Fine, Jenny.
That won't do it all.
Next time, I read the news and you chase after the wandering scientist. How about that? 10 seconds.
Scientists, you really think there should be some sort of quality check?
Going in 5, 4. Mr. Boseman.
Sorry, Jenny, but I just can't live with this timeline. We're going again.
Of course, he would go to jail. Oh, yeah. Just give me the code. It's gone a little bit too long. And it's not interesting even, this DLC. Because you do the same thing over and over again. All the time is starting same place, nothing
When no one
changed.
has turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm.
Push
The date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him.
So, only Magnus can stop the experiment, which he doesn't want to do. Which means we'll just have to fix his machine for him. It's got to be something to do with the relay, that contraption on your left. Fortunately, I found some instructions for it lying around in Magnus's definitely unlocked briefcase. Apparently, altering the machine's core workings is all about the wires, but we can't get at them because of the glass panel, which appears to have an unnecessarily complex combination lock. The instructions say, there is no way to unlock the relay without your customized combination, so we suggest writing it down or not forgetting it. Well, that's a great help. Maybe we'll get lucky and it's already said correctly? There should be a small button next to the combination to allow you to check it. Give it a press now and let's see what happens. All those red lights should indicate that none of the combination is correct. Ah well, that probably would have been too convenient and unfulfilling if the code was already entered for us. It says here you should be able to change the number by moving the dials up or down. Then, as we did before, press the button to see if we've entered the code correctly. Just check you can change the numbers now. Excellent. That all seems to be working. I suppose we'll just have to work out the code the old-fashioned way. Take a look at the notepad and I'll show you where I'm at with it all. As I was saying before that nasty business with the dead scientists, Magnus's rambling when he enters the studio correlates perfectly with the combination lock on the relay machine. So it seems to me, if we figure out all those bits of information, we can unlock the device and fix their infernal contraption. With that in mind, the combination is the total number of dates Magnus has been on where the other person didn't show up, the number of worrying lumps under his left arm, the very date his childhood sweetheart married his best friend, the age of Magnus's cat when he ran him over, how many conversations Magnus has had with his father, and the exact time his mother walked out. My God, his life sounds awful. Still, the next step is getting Magnus to spill the beans on all that information. We've already seen that disrupting the show hasn't helped us with anything, but I thought adding a second guest to sow a little more chaos might get the good doctor talking. Take a look to your right. I've put my Rolodex down there with you, with all the celebrities I can book for the show at short notice. Give it a spin now.
Oh.
When you've chosen your guest, simply pull their card out of the Rolodex and I'll book them for the next loop. The scariest thing to come out of a kitchen since Mother Boseman's infamous chili sorbet. Right, now that we know who we're bringing on the show, let's turn back to the pad and I'll tell you how we'll solve this thing. When you hear any useful information, you can press the handy bell I put under the pad. I've got your broadcast feed coming directly to my office, so I'll be able to see and hear what's on your main screen whenever you ring the bell. Try it now, let's just check I can hear it.
Oh, it's there.
Perfect. You press it when you hear anything about the combination. When I hear it, if it's relevant, I'll write it out for us on the pad so we can keep track of it all. Once we have enough to figure out the code, we can fix this damn machine and get out of this mess. I can get us started because I happen to hear about the unfortunate passing of his father from a severe sawdust allergy, apparently, when he got home from the circus. So we'll put that down now. Right, so remember, we're looking for the information to solve the combination lock. Magnus will hopefully reveal different pieces of the information based on who you've chosen to bring on the show via the Rolodex. You'll ring the bell anytime you hear anything relevant, and I'll note it down. And you can start and stop the loops at any time by pressing the big red button on the relay machine. Let's get started.
Sawdust allergy. What the hell is that? That's not allergy.
Harsh, but undeniably talented, Winston. Mark my words, Rankly will be on our screens for years to come.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worry.
Boseman. Why I need to know this one? Tragic. Why do we need
number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact time my mother walked out. I honestly don't see why that's so hard for you to remember.
If you could just sit here, please, Dr. Magnus. The host and the other guests will be with you shortly.
Thank you. Not you.
Sorry, Dr. Magnus. What other guest is this?
Oh, it's just a celebrity chef we have here on Channel 1. Boseman thought it would add a bit of spice. Leave that alone, please, Colin.
Oh, yeah. I thought so.
What?
I don't like coriander. It tastes like soap.
What doesn't Colin like?
Soap, apparently.
Tell me something I don't know.
Jeremy, Dr. Charles Magnus.
So we've got a doctor and a chef on. Well, you know, as a priest, we've got the beginnings of a terrible joke. Jeremy Donaldson, professional cynic.
All the best minds are.
Don't mind him. He's just jealous that his career doesn't come with a title.
Chef is hardly a title.
Sorry, I'm late. Problematic paella. This must be Professor Magnus.
Dr. Magnus, apparently.
Oh, either is fine.
10 seconds, everybody.
Always a good sign.
I beg your pardon.
5, 4, 3.
Good evening.
I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March, 1985, and this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team.
In a laboratory nestled in the sleepy hills of Canterbury, Dr. Charles Magnus and his optimistically named Happiness Collective have been working on a secret project.
He claims his Euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. And taking him to task tonight will be Channel 1's very own Jordan Rankley.
That's right, Megan. Dr. Magnus may be one of the most distinguished members of his field, such as it is, but Whistle Hay handles the searing critique of the best chef in the business.
Winner of 3 golden mustard ladles and 4 filleted flank awards, Jordan is widely considered the sharpest tongue in television. Chef Rankley has inspired tears from actors, politicians and even florists, though maybe it's just their liberal use of onions.
So with all that coming up, don't touch that dial. Stick with Channel 1 all evening as we bring you
The Night of Smiles.
Let's get back to the studio here, Alex. We don't want to miss anything important, and it was a classic. Yes.
Hmm? What?
Got that one. Don't think so. Not likely, Alex.
Welcome back.
My God, that sounds awful. Do you really have to listen to that every day, Alex? Let's just turn off the audience monitoring for now. We don't want to have that going off every time.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. And of course, next to you is the one and only Jordan Rankley.
Hello. I've seen better openers on a tin of fucking beef hash.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, a sorry fucking excuse for a doctor.
Dr. Magnus, do tell us how your Euphoria device works.
Oh, well, that's simple. I just get my assistant Chester to press the big red button.
You let the sous chef serve the main course. I'd rather French kiss a fisherman's armpits.
Right, yes. Well, more specifically, Dr. Magnus, how exactly is it supposed to make people happier?
Well, some of that information is proprietary, but I could try and outline the basics.
We're running out of time now, Doc, so let's not try to overcook the explanation.
Well, to put it simply, everything is vibration. Everything is vibrating. A particle is also a wave, and a wave is, if you like, a note. And we all vibrate at different notes depending on our mood.
Seriously? You're going for a musical fucking analogy. Fuck off! Do I look like a fucking trombone to you? I'm a chef. Let's keep the metaphors fucking food-based. You blancmange.
Yes, of course. In cooking, we experience flavour through the taste, but also through smell. The olfactory and gustatory components have to work together. They are tasted in harmony. Are you following me?
Well, yes, I think so. Hopefully some of our more culinary-minded viewers are.
What the fuck are you on about, mate? You're making about as much sense as a drunk toddler in a washing machine. You know what? Check the time right now, and I can guarantee your mother has never been more disappointed with you than she is right this second.
Actually, I know for a fact that that isn't true. She made a point of leaving Father and I at the exact time I was born, on my birthday, so that she could write off the whole decade of disappointment as my fault. It was very upsetting. Still, I have to admire her need for accurate timekeeping.
Shitting hell. You've managed to make it pathetic sad rather than pathetic funny. You're unbelievable.
Look, getting back onto track, the machine, it plays a note. It releases a smell that represents happiness, and all the people and all the animals resonate with that smell and feel happier, noticeably, measurably. At least that's the hope. Right now, I'd give anything to feel a bit happier.
So, what you're saying is that for unprecedented public funding running into the tens of millions, you've built a crock pot that farts out a spag bowl of emotions.
Well,
Do you know what? We're out of time, actually, Doctor. There's less than a minute to go now, so we will get set up with Chester and our guests over at the Euphoria device. But in the meantime, we will go live to New Advance HQ for a special message from the Prime Ministers Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury.
Okay, so that's about a minute. If we could get you all over to the device now, please.
No hard feelings, eh, Doc? It's just for the cameras. It's nothing personal.
Yes, right. Television is more complicated than quantum mechanics, so it would seem.
You'll get used to it with time.
Hopefully not.
Come on, everyone. Let's get to our places.
Yes, you wouldn't want to be in the wrong place for the big button push. Whatever would we do? Might throw off all the science.
Hush. It might work. Lovely, looking great. Okay, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
Fantastic, the Prime Minister's there, and of course, without the assets and wealth funding you received.
We'd still be making prototypes out of bread sticks. Bread.
You must be Chester.
Come on, let's get on with it. We're pressing the button or we're tongue-fucking each other. Shit! Enough with the foreplay!
Well, I suppose we may as well see if this ridiculous contraption actually works. Shall we?
Yes, I suppose.
Fucking do it!
I just need a few seconds to set up and we'll be good to go.
You know what? Come here. Come here. Yeah. Come here. We're going. Oh, fuck off! Just fuck right off! Oh, fucking mercies!
I think we got everything we need from that sequence. Capital.
Hmm?
Madder than 13-8 with 5 sharps, but at least he gets people talking. I can't deny he ups the ratings when he's on, but for a man whose brand is being right, he's got a very poor success rate.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact
Not easy
time
working for big science, is it?
No, it's me. I'm afraid I have trouble remembering impossibly convoluted things.
Like science, eh?
No.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Dr. Magnus, this is Alan James. If you could both take a seat, please. The host will be with you shortly.
Not you.
Sorry, Dr. Magnus.
Big science, mate.
Oh, God, not in this time.
Not who? Oh, God.
Look, I'm not happy about it either.
Jeremy Donaldson.
Nice to meet you.
No, you'll say that at first. Mr. James.
Nice to be back.
For at least one of us.
Sorry, I'm late. Poisoned smoothie. Dr. Magnus.
Nice to meet you.
Both of you this time, eh? I hope you've come ready.
10 seconds.
You do know this isn't the news, don't you? Has anyone told Mr. James?
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March, 1985. And this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team.
In a laboratory nestled in the sleepy hills of Canterbury, where the Charles Magnus optimistically named Happiness Collective have been working on this project.
Absolutely nothing suspicious about that.
They claim their Euphoria device will raise overall happiness
Wait, what did I... Oh, in the...
levels throughout the country. Tonight, live on Channel 1, we'll be putting that claim to the test.
Without your consent.
We'll be in and out the schedule throughout the evening, with our very loud special guest to report live on whether the devices would a smile to your faces.
Or locked it into a rictus grin.
It's popular commentator, conspiracist and entertainer, Alan James.
So don't move that dial. Stick with Channel 1 all evening as we bring you The Night of Smiles.
45 seconds back.
My father was a scientist.
Is that so?
Engineer.
Oh, so not really a scientist.
Well, he ran a garage, did mainly tyres and exhausts.
More of a mechanic then?
Well, when I say he ran it, he owned it, really. Had a bloke called Keith who ran it for him.
Already got it.
Sad story, actually. Car fell.
We probably don't need to watch these, Alex.
Was devastated. Had to read all the signage. What was your dad like?
Hard to say. I've got more PhDs than I've had conversations with him.
Oh, me too.
10 seconds.
You have PhDs?
No, a shitty dad.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, the impressive machine behind me will be activated in the first ever mass test of its type. So let's meet the man behind the merriment, Dr. Charles Magnus.
And inexplicably sat next to him is controversial speaker and columnist, and I believe now a best-selling author, Alan James.
Sales have been great, Jeremy. I'm as surprised as you are.
Probably a mix-up with the counting.
And yes, a sequel is on the way. In fact, I have the first proof copy right here. Okay, there seems to have been some sort of mix-up with the measurements. Yeah, that's hard to read, that.
Well, let's turn to the man of the moment, shall we? Dr. Charles Magnus.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'm lucky enough to work with an amazing team.
In a secret lab somewhere deep underground?
No, in Canterbury, near the supermarket.
Where does your funding come from, so-called Dr. Magnus?
A valid question.
Well, prior to last year, we relied mainly on charitable donations, but since Advance came to power, we...
Or as I call them in my new book, Alan James is right here. The corrupteers! Like, corrupt puppeteers. See?
Well, pretty much disregarding all of that, the Assets and Wealth Science Program gave us the means to get to tonight in a fraction of the time it would have taken otherwise.
And what did you have to do in return for all that lovely funding?
I beg your pardon?
I have been doing my own research, so-called Dr. Magnus, and this experiment is dangerous.
All science involves risk.
You're messing with the structure of reality.
Hardly.
I've been doing my own research and...
We are at the forefront of a new technology. This is how breakthroughs happen. This is how science works.
Well, what if what you call science is all a big lie? What if there's something more? Something bigger than science?
You can't get bigger or smaller than science, Mr. James. Science isn't a thing. It has no mass. It is simply a set of tools to understand everything.
What is the real purpose of your happiness device?
To make people happier.
And what if we don't want to be happier? What if we want to spread our misery to others?
Well, how is that different than what I'm doing?
Mass tests?
Don't help him.
You're running mass tests of an experiment that could literally alter us all. We didn't sign up for this. It shouldn't be allowed to happen. It's way too reckless.
Well, look, there's less than a minute now to go. So while we go and get set up with Chester and yourself, Doctor, over at the Euphoria device, we can go live now to the new Advance HQ for a special message from the Prime Ministers, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury.
The Corrupt Masters.
Yeah, we're off air, Alan. It's just noise.
Oh,
Okay, so that's about a minute back. If we could get you all over to the device now, please.
I hope you didn't mind me calling you so-called Dr. Magnus back there.
Well, I did, rather. I do have 3 PhDs.
3? That sounds like a lot. Is it a lot? What actually are they, anyway?
They mean I do my own research.
Like me, you mean?
Hello again. Chester Mims, 24. My favourite foods are mashed potato, glacé cherries, and cat treats.
Alan James. I think for me it's probably trifle,
10 seconds.
aubergines, and bone marrow.
We're friends now.
Right you are.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Fantastic, the Prime Minister's there, and of course, without the assets and wealth funding...
We wouldn't be about to break the space-time continuum.
Honestly, how would we know? It's been broken for me for years.
I think we can get a counter on the screen. There, and we're going in 10, 9, 8, 7, come on, Jeremy.
6,
5,
Nonsense.
4,
I don't think so.
2, 1.
Nailed that one, Alex. We're done here. That man could sell anything. I still have my inflatable fireplace to this day. For a man that supposedly has a business empire to run, he was surprisingly available at short notice. He's very spontaneous, Alex, so hopefully he takes us in a helpful direction.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm.
I'm here, yes indeed. It's Crazy Neil here with the scientific deal of the year. Yeah!
Ah, Mr. Neil, so glad you could join us. If you could please sit with Dr. Magnus on the sofa, the host will be with you shortly.
I'll just leave this device here next to this other one, shall I?
Sure, whatever works for you. Sorry, Mr. Mims, but it's going to be a bit of a squash to get you on the sofa.
Oh,
now.
that's fine. We don't need him until the experiment starts. But this device...
Leave that alone, please, Colin.
What's this one do?
God knows, it just showed up.
Fascinating.
What's fascinating?
My inability to express my true feelings, if my mother's to be believed.
What's fascinating is how we can offer such quality products at such low prices. Good to see you again, Mr. Donaldson.
Thank goodness we have 2 equally qualified guests, Mr. Neil.
Call me Crazy Neil.
Let's say no for now.
This is Dr. Charles Magnus.
Another equally skilled salesperson, if the reports on your funding levels are to be believed. Jeremy Donaldson, professional cynic.
Charles Magnus, impervious to skepticism.
There's no need for skepticism, Jeremy, just the ability to spot a great deal.
Right, of course.
Sorry, I'm late. Flard exploded. Professor Magnus.
Dr. Magnus, apparently.
Either is fine.
And Mr. Neil.
Crazy Neil! When you live the crazy like I do, it's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle. Yeah!
Of course it is. Amazing.
10 seconds, everybody.
This should be fun.
Try not to buy anything.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March, 1985, and this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team and special guests.
That's right. We're joined tonight by a world-renowned scientist and a salesman.
That should say captain of industry.
It does. I amended it on the fly.
The first, fresh from his laboratory in Canterbury, is Dr. Charles Magnus, head of the Happiness Collective, who claims his Euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country.
And our other guest is a man who wears the title of Crazy with Pride, and once tried to sell me a self-freezing toaster. I'm still not sure why I would want one, but anyway, it's Crazy Neil.
Yes, indeed. I'm bringing the appliance of science at an unbelievable price.
So then go away. Stick with Channel 1 all evening as we bring you the Night of Smiles.
We normally like to introduce our guests before they speak, Mr. Neil.
There will be plenty of time to talk when we come back from the titles.
Yeah, speaking of that, when will I get a chance to introduce my device so our viewers can compare the two?
Sorry, his device? What's this now?
Salesperson. Sorry, Dr. Magnus, did Mr. Boseman not explain to you that when he invited Mr. Neil...
Crazy Neil.
Sorry, yes. When Mr. Crazy Neil was invited to come onto the show, he brought his own device as an alternative.
You can't be serious. I mean, this is preposterous. I've spent years researching and planning for tonight. Countless hours given up, opportunities ignored, friends lost, lumps that probably should have been checked, and this senseless charlatan is attempting to plagiarise my entire life's work.
You will have plenty of time to make your case, Dr. Magnus.
Back in 10.
It's just... I can't believe it.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, one of the impressive machines behind me will be activated in the first ever mass experiment of its type. But first, let's meet the men behind these multiple merriment machines, Dr. Charles Magnus and Crazy Neil.
Hello, hey, hola, buongiorno. Hi there, Crazy Neil with the best happiness device around. And it's an unreal steal of a deal.
Hello.
Thank you both for joining us. Mr. Neil, let's start with you.
Crazy. When you live the crazy like I do, Mr. Donaldson, it's a lifestyle, not a brand.
Of course. Mr. Neil, you've come here today with, what did you call it again?
Crazy Neil's joyous jubilation contraption. You won't find better out there. No, sir.
What exactly does it do?
Well, you see, you press this button and your greatest dreams, your ultimate happiness, your true bliss, they all come true.
Wow, that's quite the device there. And you say you made it last night?
Yes, ma'am. I saw the show being advertised and I said I wasn't going to be outdone by no buffing in a lab coat. No offense, brain butts. So I got together with the current Mrs. Crazy Neil, ex-Mrs. Neil's 1 through 3, 5 and 6.
Wow, that's quite the team. And they all happily work together with you?
Well, other than number 4, we're all on speaking terms. Number 5 is the director of a national space program.
So, do tell us, how does it actually work?
Yes, I'd be very curious to know.
I can't give that away, I'm afraid. Otherwise, we'll have knockoff Crazy Neils springing up everywhere.
How very convenient.
Agreed. So let's turn to you, Dr. Magnus. What's the name of your device?
Okay, so it's my turn, is it? About time. I'll have another lump after this, no wonder. Get overrun by unnecessary stress. So, the Happiness Collective is a team of highly qualified professional scientists and engineers from a multitude of institutions and disciplines, and we have curated the Euphoria device, a real scientific breakthrough that will revolutionize contentment in this nation and eventually the wider world.
Well, an equally ambitious claim there. How long did it take your exceptional team to get this all started?
Years, obviously. In the world of actual science, proper processes need to be followed to ensure safety. Standards need to be adhered to at each iteration and...
Absolutely, whereas you did yours last night.
And this is why business is always giving science a wedgie. We give the people what they need, when they need it. And that's a Crazy Neil guarantee.
How does your device work, Doctor?
Well, obviously some of that information is proprietary.
See? Convenient.
I'll try and explain the basics as simply as possible.
As simple as getting a crazy deal?
Everything is vibration. Nonsense. Everything is vibrating. A particle is also a wave.
But you can wave goodbye to expensive flights with Crazy Neil's bathroom, surfer, ocean wave machine. When the beach comes to you, may cause electrocution.
A wave is, if you like, a note, and we all vibrate at different notes depending on our mood. Happier people vibrate at a higher frequency than sad people, for example.
I know my wife is always happier when she's vibrating, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I give up.
I understand, Dr. Magnus. Thank you. Megan?
Yes. Well, there is only a minute or two to go now. So while we go and get set up with the devices, let's go and head on live to the new Advance HQ for a special message from the Prime Ministers, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury.
Okay, we've got about a minute. Lovely stuff. If we could get you all over to the devices now, please.
So who won?
Sorry?
Well, you're going to start up my device, or Brainbox is here.
I think, Mr. Neil, while it's been very entertaining having you on the show, we're probably going to go with Dr. Magnus's device.
Some sanity at last. Chester.
Yes, Dr. Magnus.
It looks like nickel and copper might have brought a little friend. Let's get another dermatologist appointment.
Okie dokie, I'll make a note of that straight away.
Nickel, copper, zinc.
Let's invite Zinc along to the party.
Please don't make a light of my numbering. System. Just book the fucking appointment.
Don't think so.
Charging you for this bucket of bolts.
10
Whatever
seconds.
it is, I'll half the cost.
You fundamentally misunderstood this. 5 seconds, push the right button. 3, 2.
Fantastic. The Prime Minister's there.
Who are, of course, responsible in so many ways for what we're witnessing tonight.
So who's going to get their button pressed?
Well, I'm personally obviously sure that they'd both prove equal value to society.
I tell
but
you
I
what,
think we'll probably...
I'll give you your first press for free.
No!
Oh, well, that ain't right, huh?
Please. Mr. Neil, much better to leave these things to the professionals.
Well, safe to say we got everything out of that guest.
Wait, what was it? Copper. 29, really?
I can see where you're coming from, but the machine says it's not right. We must be missing some information.
But boring lumps. It says combination lock is set to atomic number for copper. Copper is 29. Really? Really? Why don't we check it? I don't think so. Yeah, it is 29. Huh? Minus numbers. The number zinc, copper, or combination set to atomic. Copper. Something is missing.
I hate him, I hate him, I hate him. Just to be clear, Winston, I hate him. Algebra. Ugh. I swore I'd never let him back on television. Curse this improbable scenario for making a liar of Bob Boseman.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend.
Sounds
the
like
age
my life. Hello, Geoff Algebra.
Doctor.
You must be Charles. Bob Boseman's told me all about you.
If you could just sit here, please, gentlemen. The host will be with you shortly.
Not you, Chester.
Sorry, Dr. Magnus.
Do you mind if I call you Charles?
Actually, I prefer Excuse me, what are you doing?
Leave that alone, please, Colin.
Oh, Christ, he's here, is he? They must be desperate.
Who must?
He must be desperate.
You have no idea.
Who's desperate?
My ovaries, if you believe my mother. Jeremy, this is Dr. Charles Magnus, and I believe you remember Geoff Algebra.
The drama teacher?
Sorry, I'm late. Nubbin removal.
With the annoying teenagers?
Yeah, actually, I'm a maths teacher.
Wonderful. In that case, you're overqualified for this dumb show.
Maths teacher, and of course, soon to be biographer. Eh, Charlie?
5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March, 1985, and this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team.
In a laboratory nestled in the sleepy hills of Canterbury, Dr. Charles Magnus and his optimistically named Happiness Collective
Is that Chintler with an I or a Y?
have been working on a secret project.
They claim their Euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. Tonight, live on Channel 1, we'll be putting that claim to the test.
We're delighted, it says here, to welcome the project lead, Dr. Charles Magnus, for some inexplicable reason, a maths teacher.
And biographer.
What are you talking about?
We'll have reporters the length and breadth of the country, and of course those all-important results.
So don't move that dial. Stick with Channel 1 all evening as we bring you
The Night of
Smiles.
45 seconds back.
Sorry, Geoff, you know you're not meant to be saying that line.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Megan. I got carried away. It's only my second time on TV, you know.
You can barely tell.
Both times with you, actually. You're like my lucky charm. Angela will get jealous.
She needn't.
And, of course, I'll be back when the show's done. Bob's promised me that this afternoon.
Bob. Sorry, you mean Robert Boseman?
Yes. Yes, he's hired me to write a 4-part TV dramatisation of the life of this chap right here.
Me? Well, I haven't consented to this.
Apparently you have. Check your contract.
I do love a bit of
Going
fine
in 5, 4,
Disagree.
3.
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, the impressive machine behind me will be activated in the first ever mass experiment of its type. But before we begin the bliss, let's meet our guests, Dr. Charles Magnus and his official biographer, Geoff Algebra.
Hello. It's a pleasure to be back, Megan.
A big day for you. You must be feeling overwhelmed, I imagine.
Christ, yes. Do you know, I had to jump in a taxi straight after the Year 10 Drama Club just to get here today. So all in all, I'd say it is pretty bloody thrilling.
I think she was talking to the doctor.
Oh, yes. Of course. Sorry.
Dr. Magnus, an exciting day.
Well, yes, it is, after all, the apex of my life's endeavour.
Oh, cracking stuff. Apex of my endeavour. Cracking.
Quite a daunting task you've undertaken.
Yeah, do you know what? I thought so too. But I was pacing around in that little holding area you have for guests through there.
The green room.
No, it's a sort of pinky purple.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was pacing around in there asking myself, what have I got in common with a great big brain box like Chaz here?
Please don't touch me.
How does a numbskull like me connect with a chuffing genius like the Charles?
I really don't like either of those names.
But then we were talking before the show.
Were we?
And he told me a story from his life, and I realised that this genius and I...
What story is this?
We're the same.
I don't like talking about myself.
You see, when I was 16, there was only one girl that I wanted to invite to the school dance. Angela Angular, the joiner's girl. Now, everyone in the village loved Angela because she had the sweetest heart and back then a working spine, see? My best friend in them days was Gareth Major Minor, whose dad was an army trumpeter. Gareth and Angela had been dating for a few months and things were going very well for them.
Don't think so.
But I was lonely, see?
I'm not sure what this has to do with my life.
Ah, well, Gareth confided in me that he'd been having some trouble in the bedroom department. Performance anxiety, probably. We were all young, after all.
God, I have just been sick in my mouth, actually.
Well, I was an ambitious fellow, like the Chuckmeister here. So what I did was... I convinced Angela that the reason for Gareth's disappointing nocturnal activities... This is still brilliant. I convinced her that he was gay, see?
Wow.
I know, right? Pretty damn clever. Anyway, she bought it, and not only did she go to the dance with me, but she's been my wife this last 14 years, the first 6 of which were really excellent.
Wow. You do know you're on television, don't you, Geoff?
Yes. Sorry, I am trying to keep it brief. My point is that exactly the same thing happened to Dr. Magnus here. We're like reflections of each other. So, to answer your original question, yeah?
Which was clearly meant for the Doctor.
Yes, it is daunting to try and capture the complexities of this brilliant man in 4 short hours of TV drama, less when you allow for the adverts. But you see, I've got a hook to start from, a place of truth, because we're so similar, Chip and I.
This is outrageous.
Outrageous fortune.
Don't even know this, man. We are in no way like. I thought we were here to talk about the machine.
No one cares about the science. It's all about the human story.
Well, perhaps you could just try and talk about what we're choosing to call the science for just a moment.
Sorry, Jeremy, there is no time, I'm afraid. We're going to have to go live now to Advance's brand new headquarters for a special message of goodwill from the Prime Ministers.
Disagree.
Let's go to that now.
Okay, that's a minute back. Can we get everyone to the machine?
Oh, yes. Hey, maybe we should push the button together, Charlie?
Actually, that's...
No one cares about you. It's all about Chuck and me. 2 peas in a pod, making history together.
Listen to me, you stupid twat. We are not 2 peas in a pod. We are nothing alike. You did something truly awful and stole your best friend's girlfriend, whereas I had to watch my childhood sweetheart marry my best friend on the 5th anniversary of my father's death.
It's on the pad already.
In your story,
Not likely, Alex.
Gareth. Do you see? Gareth, who you fucked over for your narcissistic enjoyment. You're a pathetic excuse for a human being.
Ah. Right you are. I think I might have got the wrong end of the stick.
Disagree.
Looks that way, doesn't it?
So I'm not pushing the button?
No!
We're live?
Yes, fantastic. That was the Prime Minister's there. And, of course, without the assets and wealth funding...
Yeah, well, I'd still be teaching...
Yes.
Not me again, right. Yeah.
You're Chester.
Chester Mims, 24.
Nonsense.
My party tricks include close-up card magic, playing the banjo, and no gag reflex.
Oh, good list.
And you'll be pressing this big button for us and starting the experiment, is that correct?
So.
Yes. One man shall push a button and the rest of mankind shall smile. That's Mims with 2 M's.
Well, I think we can get a counter on the screen now.
And 1 M at the beginning, obviously.
We're going in 10.
So 3 then.
9, 8,
7, 6,
5, come on.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I think we got everything we need from that sequence. Capital.
I did I don't have nothing there. United States. Oh, that's a big one. 28. That's 8, so no. Time mom left. Wait. Why does it say everywhere 85? I'm missing something. Cats definitely don't know anything about that one. Chat with cats. This is a huge one. Cat's age. Wait, what's cat age? I have nothing there. Yeah, okay, let's do it again. Oh wait, I need to have this one.
The soul of a warrior in the body of a weeping willow. I have all her works on VHS.
But I have after this one more guest. How do I get the numbers? But the 2 guests giving me 10 things what I need? Maybe? 5 each? Maybe? Yeah, I don't need much. I need at least half of the stuff. Cats, I don't have nothing for cat. Yeah, I don't know that other stuff. Well, it's 2 things I've done. Chat with that. Really? 2 chats? Interesting. Natural treasure.
I love her work. She's so classy and beautiful, like a soprano sax in the high range.
So sorry about the dryness. The last few days it seemed to start to become a little bit flaky. Probably the weather.
Kath, can I please get a top up, please, when you're ready?
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact time my mother walked out. Honestly, I don't see why that's so hard for you to remember.
My goodness, such a litany of sorrows. Helena Canterbury Boatshoe.
Dr. Charles Magnus, this is my assistant, Chester.
Am I getting this touch up, or am I making changes?
Kath?
Chester Mims, 24. My pet peeves are poor dental hygiene, golfer's trousers, and totalitarianism.
Thank you, Chester. You can run along now.
I've seen all your films.
Oh, how lovely.
There's something wrong with her face. It keeps
Lovely.
coming away.
Lovely.
Why are you using that on me then?
I think you're just lovely.
How kind.
Where's Jeremy?
I'm here. Sorry I'm late. Boseman held me up.
Yes, thank you, Chester.
I said we're very long, but ultimately pointless memo. Spent all morning writing it.
Is there a random celebrity here?
Last minute change. 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March 1985 and this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team.
In a laboratory nestled in the sleepy hills of Canterbury, Dr. Charles Magnus and his romantically named Happiness Collective have been working on a secret project.
They claim their Euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. Tonight, live on Channel 1, we'll be putting that claim to the test.
We're joined in the studio tonight by Dr. Charles Magnus himself, actress, model and activist Helena Canterbury Boatshoe, and... Sorry, what's your name?
Likely, Alex.
Chester Mims, 24. My favourite body parts are my eyes, my spleen, and of course my above-average-sized penis.
Fascinating guests. Stay with us on Channel 1 all night for
The Night of Smiles.
45 seconds back.
Jeremy Donaldson, pleased to meet you.
Helena Canterbury Boatshoe. I'm a huge fan of your work. Huge.
Thank you. Wish I could say the same. I don't get much time at the cinema, though.
Oh, that's a shame. Your world must be awfully bleak. You poor little man.
Jenny?
Yes, Jeremy.
Do you interview him too? He looks somewhat broken.
Oh, he's fine. I was chatting to him before. Just leave it to me.
Yes, leave it to Megan. You
poor little man. You're man. You're such a little
10
man.
seconds,
In a
everyone.
big suit, a little man.
So you heard that then, did you?
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, the impressive machine behind me will be activated in the first ever mass test of its type. But first, let's meet our gleeful guests, Helena Canterbury Boatshoe, Dr. Charles Magnus and Chester Mims. If I might start with you, Doctor, what should we be expecting to feel like when the machine is switched on?
Happier, we hope.
Yeah, but will it be just mild happiness?
Such as one might experience in finding a misplaced onion.
Thank you, Jeremy. Or will it be all-encompassing bliss?
Oh, such as when one is in love.
Well, yes, exactly.
I wouldn't know about love.
Dr. Magnus has never had a romantic relationship.
Oh, married to the science, I'd imagine how romantic.
Oh, no. He's had loads of dates. He finds them in the personal ads.
Yes, thank you, Chester.
Oh, well, it's good that you're trying.
Not empirically, it isn't. No. I think over the last, 31 years, he has had 122 blind dates. Of these, 3 have left in tears, 15 have had sudden family emergencies, 4 sat opposite him, repeating the word no over and over again until they left. I mean, I could go on.
I'd rather you didn't.
Exactly half of them never even turn up. I mean, that's just dreadful. Isn't it? And then, of course, there's her.
Chester!
Disagree.
We don't deal in impossible.
Wait, the 122. So,
Abilities of
61?
the Happiness Collective. We focus on what we can do.
Yes, Dr. Magnus. Sorry, Dr. Magnus.
Well, this is why I forsworn anything other than the most casual of relationships with men.
I think so.
My favourite cats, Doctor.
Oh, yes. I bought a cat 12 years ago. Chutney.
Then you understand.
Wait. Okay. Well, years ago. Okay, so 73. Oh, the cat AIDS when it run over. Okay. So time. Yeah, I don't know the time.
Ran him over on my 45th birthday. I just loved sunbathing on the drive.
Wait. 45th birthday. Okay. Wait, I don't know how old it is. He is now.
5.
There is no grief.
Not likely, Alex.
That of mourning a beloved pet. Was Chutney the inspiration behind your euphoria device?
Or perhaps some other god.
What a cat person either, Mr. Donaldson. Oh, you are such a tragic figure. You tug at one's heartstrings. It's all so sad.
No, really, it's not.
Well, it's not long now until we flip on the machine and find out whether we all feel like we're in love, even if it is just with a cat.
I'm hoping for the warm happiness one feels looking out over the family estate, with a cup of our housekeeper's famous hot chocolate, wearing nothing but a kabuki mask.
So weirdly specific.
So they let you keep the family's estate then, did they?
Sort of. It's mainly used as a film set these days.
Fascinating. I am going to have to stop you there, though, because we are going live to New Advance HQ for a very special message of good luck. Let's go to that now.
About a minute, everybody. Let's get you over to the device now, please.
Did you get a memo from Boseman?
No. What memo?
I think he's losing his mind. 15 pages about nothing. Literally nothing.
What did you do? You must have done something to piss him off.
Impossible to say. Often being myself is enough.
Harsh but fair.
So what do you reckon? Do you think it's going to work?
Depends what you mean by work.
Of course it's not going to work. Well, it's not thousands of people bringing in claiming that it has. It's going to be mass hysteria.
Ah, mass euphoria. As long as it's not masturbation. Did Jenny just make a masturbation joke?
The world is very wrong.
We're only getting started.
10 seconds, everybody. 5, 4, 3.
Fantastic, the Prime Minister's there, and of course, without the assets and wealth funding you received...
This machine will still be the deranged scribblings of a snake oil salesman.
Well, will your machine cure cynicism too, Dr. Magnus?
Not if being a cynic makes him happy, I'm afraid.
You know, it really does.
Bless your poor damaged heart. Perhaps you should press the button with me. I have a feeling it'll be the first thing you've done in a long time to make yourself happier.
You know, I could push the button with you. I mean, it would be an honour.
Sorry, sweetie. The general public aren't allowed to make physical contact with you for legal reasons.
Oh, of course.
Such soft hands, Mr. Donaldson.
Yes, I could say the same about yourself.
Okay.
Well, you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, throw everything together and hope for the best.
Wait a minute. Wait. Maybe I had blind dates. 122. Exactly half haven't turned up. But that's 61. What? Cap 8. 45th birthday. It is 13 March. I don't know how old he is even. One left. Maybe I missed this one because exact birthday. I need to know exact birthday. So everything's done. Only one is left.
Yes, hurrah!
So now I need to get all the number stuff. Okay, the last one. I have to get all the numbers. So there's at first I need to know the birthday. Like when he born. So that's the most. Then I can get the cat dates and when the mom left. So I get 2 in 1. Then the dates, but it is 122 divided half is 61, right? I'm missing something.
Yes, a packed set. Let's see what this motley crew can dig up for us. You should see the orchestra pit. It's like a musical bolognese down there.
I've told you 1,000
I
times.
can't possibly fit you all in. Some of you are going to have to stand at the back. I don't know what Boseman was thinking booking all these people.
Something devilishly cunning, Jenny, don't you worry.
Dr. Magnus.
How many mics do you think I have? There's loads of them. Have a good mind to...
Who are you talking to, Colin?
Them. They know.
Christ, it's a convention of the desperate.
I think the collective noun is a disappointment.
So, Mr. James, what would you say is your greatest fear? And let's keep it light, eh?
Oh, that's a good one. I think the thing I fear the most is the consequence of my enormous intellect.
Me too, as it happens.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm sure that'll work, but I don't suppose clowns features anywhere too?
Actually, I'm scared of clowns. My father took me to the circus and it was very traumatic.
Disagree.
After I'd finished sobbing, we had our second conversation. I remember. I was 22.
Poor man. Circuses are atrocious places. I fight for animals every day.
Dreadful places? Absolute nonsense. The smell of the sawdust, the lights, the music, the terrified roars of the broken animals. What's not to love?
Sorry, I'm late. Enormous queef. Jenny, we didn't know how
What?
many guests we were booking today, did we?
I think so. It was a bit last minute.
Just didn't have enough seats.
I spoke to Boseman. 10 seconds. He laughed. Just laughed.
I did. It's true.
5.
Oh.
4. 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe.
And I'm Geoff Algebra.
I'm Alan James.
No,
And I'm Dr. Charles Magnus. Your turn, Chester.
Chester Mims, 24. My favourite sounds are the pop of bubble wrap, the laughter of a badger, and of course...
Do I join in?
Might as well, seems to be the thing we're doing.
My name's Helena Canterbury Boatshoe, and I'd rather not say my age. My favourite sounds are empathy, humility, and humanity.
I quite like farts.
Well, I enjoy the sizzling of a steak, and of course, the subs liberated.
Oh, that silly squeaky voice you get when you inhale helium.
How dare you?
What?
How dare you bring up that double proton bastard in my presence?
Yes, I'm afraid Dr. Magnus had a very bad experience with him.
Colourless, odourless, tasteless, pointless.
It was during our second application for funding back before Advance. We were demonstrating a prototype and we'd chosen to use helium as the catalyst.
Unlikely, Alex.
But of course, it started escaping from the machine.
Couldn't see it, couldn't smell it, couldn't taste it.
And Dr. Magnus's voice slowly started rising in pitch, which we all thought was terribly amusing, but I'm afraid he didn't quite see the funny side
It's
of it.
dead to me. I've scratched it off every periodic table in the building. It does not exist. Pointless monotonic prick. I hope it all gets split, and I don't...
Ah, count helium. That's why.
care if it takes every...
H, yeah. That's why, because it's copper is 29, helium is... Right. Right.
single one of humanity with it as it goes.
That's the catch.
25 seconds back. Okay, so we're overrunning a little bit, so if we could keep it tight in the next section, otherwise we won't get to the button press.
Sorry, I think I might have got us a bit off track there.
Really? Geoff, do you think so?
I quite like the smell of parsnips.
Oh, a much underrated vegetable, the parsnip. Great in a roast dinner, in a casserole, and for the really ambitious, a souffle.
Oh, I love a man who can cook a souffle. Suggest a gentle touch.
Hello, I can cook a souffle. I've got a 5 out of 7 success rate. The secret's in the whisking.
Oh, Chester, you're a delightful little puppy.
10 seconds.
I'll do better this time.
Please. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. It's just a few minutes until the impressive machine behind me is activated. in the
Whoa,
first
whoa! Hold
ever-
up! Hold up! I've got my own device! Don't make any rush decisions yet!
You're that funny little man from the commercials.
Crazy Deal's the name, Crazy Deal's the game. I'm so sorry I'm late. It's really difficult to get that thing up 31 flights of stairs.
2 devices, double the risk. It's all in my new book. Oh, shit, sorry. Excuse me, dropped my tiny book.
Fuck me, Alan. Is your brain any bigger than your book?
Are either of you two even real scientists? Who actually even are you?
I'm a scientist. I can prove it. Chester, if you please.
Oh, right, yes.
You're an actor. You read it out.
Right you are. Charles Magnus, born January 1st. Oh, New Year baby.
Oh, wait. Where it is? Where is the pawn? Huh? Wait, where is the pawn? Wait. 1930. 1st April. Ah, here, January 1st, all.
1930 something. I can't read that without my glasses. At 7:43.
$1930 something.
PM. Race Caucasian. Gender difficult to discern. Here we are, birthmarks. 2. One on the upper left thigh in the shape of an accordion, and the second on the right buttock in the shape of a smaller buttock.
We're doing birthmarks, are we? Well, Crazy Neil's got a whole bunch of them.
Year of birth. 1930 something. 45. It's a 13 months, 85 any. I have to wait for this all over.
Thank you, Mr. Neil. That's no need for that.
My hero.
Dr. Magnus, tell us how your machine works, please.
Well, you see, I'd love to tell you, but, you know, there's a whole bunch of tricks.
If you want.
No!
Right you are.
Well, It's all about vibration, really. It's the melody of humanity.
Oh, you're a poet, darling. The ladies must adore you.
Not really.
Yes, I've been logging Dr. Magnus's romantic engagements for years. For science, obviously. I'm a scientist. And every single one of them, without a doubt, has been an unmitigated disaster.
And there were 22 other failed attempts even before he started.
Nonsense.
Oh, gosh. Yes, yes, yes.
Think so?
Count them.
Yes.
But none of them even showed up.
Got it! Got it!
Okay, 6183. Maybe that's
It was hard not to
83.
see. Fuck's sake, Alan. I wouldn't even hire you to work at a circus. You're a clown, Alan. A fucking clown!
Actually, it's me who's afraid of clowns. Remember? It's the last time I had a conversation with my father.
Right, well, you're a fucking clown and all. Who ever heard of making people happy with vibrations?
Well, one of the ex-Misses
No, I
Neil's
think
used
we've
to-
had time there, aren't we, Megan?
Yeah, absolutely. We are, Jeremy. There's less than a minute to go now. So while we get everyone set up at the Euphoria device, let's go over to the Prime Minister's at Advance HQ for a very special message.
Okay, so that's about a minute back. Lovely stuff. If we could get you all over to the device now, please.
So, this trip to the circus with your father would make an excellent scene in the TV show, don't you think? A Dark Night in 1922.
No, it was 1956. I was 22.
Yes, yes, but we'll set it in
Fantastic.
1922.
That's
It'll
everything
play
we
better
need.
in black and white,
Let's
don't you
freeze time
think?
when you're ready and solve this
possibly get
damnable
your phone
combination lock.
Absolutely not.
Fucking brutal.
Like one of your dates, eh, Chaz?
Actually, it's Dr. Charles Magnus. I wrote the paper on theories of theorizing in a theoretical universe.
That sounds useful. Yeah, well, I wrote a small play called Hey Friendship. Perhaps you've heard of it.
Of course he has.
Of course I haven't.
Going in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Fantastic. The Prime Minister's there. And, of course, without the assets and wealth funding you received
from the corrupteers.
Come on, let's get on with it and press the fucking button already.
Should we all do it together?
What a wonderful idea.
What? What?
Oh, don't worry about him. Let's all get on with it.
Hang on, what about my device?
Be honest, Mr. Neil, is it even safe?
Well, actually, I'm not quite sure what's gone into it, so...
Watch out, here comes Grubby Jeff. Oh, that's what they say in the staff room. I think it's affectionate.
Sure it is. Should we get a timer? Oh, a counter on the screen. That's it. Excellent. And we are going in 10, 9,
8, 7, 6.
Come on, Alan.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So 83.
Well, I think we've done it, Winston. From here, I think we can work it out. Time to get that lock open. Then we can fix that machine and solve this whole time loop conundrum once and for all. And of course, if you're getting really stuck, select any of the red headings and I'll have a go.
So... What? Okay. Circus was 56. Okay. Okay, so it was in circus in 2022. So 34. $1934. Okay, let's try it. 19. It is 56. 22, 30, 34. No, the mom left, yeah. Except time of birth. Okay. 45th birthday. What? Well, bought 12 years ago. Okay. Office bought 12 years ago. So 73. Wait. I don't understand the mom left. It is 1934. Wait, maybe a... Yeah, 22 is circus. Circus repairs 56, yes. General first, all, okay. Doesn't count them all. Okay. So this is all same. Magnus was at the circus. Was 56. Okay. Wait, I don't understand. 12 years ago. Yeah, I don't know. That's 8 when it run over. Was it? Cat with data, cat 8. 34. Okay, let's just repeat all of them. I don't understand what's the problem here. Seriously? Wait a minute. How is 43? I'm missing something. How does it... Time mom left. Mom left exact time of birth of John. Wait, I don't understand. It's time of birth is 7. Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me think a little bit. Let me think. So, but it said mom left after giving birth. Wait, was it after giving birth or living in birthday? Wait, was it the living after the birthday or living after the birth? Oh shit. Yeah, year of birth. 1930. Maybe it was 43. Maybe it's just in... circus was... No. It is 56. Take away 22. So... Wait, 34. 43. 34, 40... Maybe that's why. Okay. Okay, wait. Maybe we can get it hang of it. So, circus 22. Wait, I need a calculator. Give me the calculator. Give me the calculator. Shit, give me the... Okay, okay. So, what do we have here? 50, I was 22. 45th birthday. 12 years ago. So, it's 85. So, he bought it 73. So... And cat age was what it was when it ran over? Wait, 45th birthday. So, if he had 40, so this 87. No, it's not. If it's 34, like 34 plus 45. What the fuck is this? Plus 45 equals 79. And he bought 12 years before. Wait, 12 years to 73, 79. Minus 73, that's 6. Is it 6? Is it 6? Cat age. Is it 6? Yes! 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 Wait. Marriage date.
Right. Magnus's father took him to the circus on his 22nd birthday in 1956, and his father died that day. So the 5th anniversary would have been his birthday, January the 1st, 5 years later, which is 1961. So the full date must be 01/01/1961.
No! No, 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 no. Why did you do it? No! You... No! No, why did you put... No, I wanted to push here. I went accidentally there. Oh, you motherfucker. No, please don't tell me it's a real date. No. 5 out of 6 I get right. Fuck. Why did you... Okay, 01/01/96. 01/00/9061. 61. Please don't tell me it's the right one. No, please. Fuck, I'm not happy with this one. If it's real, I'm not happy with this one.
Okay, Alex, we did it. What a good little stooge you make. Now, as I said before, the instructions say the core workings of the relay machine all revolve around the wire sets. Apparently, there are 2 sets, one group of 3 on the left and one group of 4 on the right. Let me just read you the instructions here. To change the output function, take one wire from the left-hand variant number group and swap it to the right-hand departmental register group. Attention! Do not, under any circumstances, swap wires in the same group. The relay device has a very specific configuration, and deviating from the instruction provided in this handbook could result in unintended, disastrous consequences. Noted. Well, that seems clear enough. Try picking up one of the wires now, Alex. Now connect that wire to a different wire in the other group. Not to worry, that's perfectly normal, it says here. Apparently, once 2 wires have been swapped and the input is set, the glass panel will slide shut to prevent unintended exponential cascade failures. Sounds like it's probably a wise safety measure. I guess hit the big button and see if we fixed it?
I'm not happy with the put the automatic. Ah, fuck it, I'm not happy with them.
Oh, what's happened here? Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm stuck in the body of Big Chris. How can that be? Oh, for fuck. It's a bloody multiverse. Mate, I hate this sci-fi bollocks. First the time loop and now this hackneyed shit. For fuck's sake. Honestly, what are these pricks playing at? It's lazy writing. Well, I guess as we're going to be stuck here for a while, we should try and find out a bit more about who this mysterious woman is that Magnus has a hard-on for. There's a big book here with a staff in it. I'd look through it, but it's fucking enormous, and I have an historical back injury from... Never mind. That's not important. Also, I have you to do the work, ungendered Chris. We're going to need a honorific, first name, surname, and the department she works in. So, you know, just ring your fucking sad little bell if you hear anything useful. I hope we're not just stuck here messing with these wires for long. For starters, these clothes I'm wearing, Christopher Christ.
What?
I've told you 1,000 times, sycophantic Chris. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one's turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart, Chris, married my best Chris, and the age my cat, Chris, was when I ran him over. The number of conversations I've had with my distant paternal Chris, and the exact time my neurotic maternal Chris walked out. I honestly don't see why it's so hard for you to remember.
If you could just sit here, Science Chris, the host will be with you shortly.
Not you.
Sorry, Science Chris.
What's the matter, Colin?
I don't like it. I don't like this. I mean, a show's one thing, but a whole world.
Are you okay, Colin?
I don't like it.
What doesn't Colin like?
Everything, apparently.
Oh, is that all? Ah, you must be so-called Science Chris. I'm Principled Shabby News Chris. But for tonight, you can call me Cynical Chris.
What a strange nickname.
Sorry I'm late. Clingy Chris. Science Chris.
That's right.
Career-driven cutthroat Chris. Nice to meet you.
10 seconds, everybody.
What?
Hang on, where's... Everybody set? Okay, we are going in 5, 4, 3...
Good evening. I'm outdated, ill-tempered News Chris.
And I'm charismatic sellout Chris. It's the 13th of March 1985 and this is a Channel Chris special event hosted by your national nightly Chris team.
In a laboratory nestled in the sleepy hills of Chryslerberry, Science Chris and his optimistically named Happiness Chrislective have been working on a secret project.
They claim their Chrisphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. Tonight, live on Channel Chris, we'll be putting that claim to the test.
We'll be in and out the schedule throughout the evening, with our team of roving Chris's standing by up and down the country to report live on whether the device has brought a smile to your faces.
We'll have Chris's from the world of science, politics and entertainment, and of course those all-important results.
So don't move that dial, stick with Channel Chris all evening as we bring you
The Night of Smiles.
Too late.
Oh, fuck! It says I'm on next with Science Chris. Good luck, ungendered
I certainly hope not. I was promised that he would be here for the big button press.
I'm sure he'll be here.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. Mate. Oh, those fucking stairs. Oh, not used to these legs.
See, just in time. We're going live in 5, 4, 3...
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, the impressive machine behind me will be activated in the first ever mass test of its type. But before then, here he is, everybody. The man himself, Big Chris!
Oi! Couldn't miss the big button push, could I, sycophantic employee Chris?
Right as always, boss.
Yes, thank you for joining us, Big Chris. But if we might turn to the man behind this experiment, Science Chris, I'm told it's also a pleasure to have you here.
Yes, thank you.
So, please, walk us through the aims of the Happiness Chrislective and what the Chrisphoria device will do for the country.
Well, it's not too complicated to understand, really. We are all Chris. We know this, and we accept it to be true. And thus, despite our various comical differences, on a fundamental level, we are all the same. Our device utilizes this link to tweak our collective emotional frequency to create a joint feeling of elation. And with happier Chris's, there will be, of course, a happier world.
And I'm sure all of this comes at a great expense to the average tax-paying Chris, am I right?
Sorry, predictably disagreeable, Chris. I'm just going to quickly jump in here, mate.
Go ahead, Chris.
Obviously, brilliant work. Good stuff. But theoretically, what would happen if someone were to, I don't know, switch around the wires in the relay?
Oh, it wouldn't happen.
How so?
No, Chris alive would be so stupid.
Yeah. Well, let's just pretend one was.
Well, if the safety regulations weren't adhered to and this hypothetical catastrophically moronic Chris would...
Yeah, all right. Well, let's just call him benevolent, but ultimately misguided Chris.
Well, if someone messed with the machine without grasping the fundamental science behind it, any number of disasters might occur. By its nature, the device is connected to every one of us, so we'd all be affected by it.
But how, specifically?
Well, I'm sure that every precaution has been taken. Isn't that right, Science Chris?
Oh, absolutely. There's really nothing to worry about.
But if there were...
Well, it would most likely be fine. So long as we didn't stay in any permutation for too long, well, then the fabric of time and space itself might destabilize.
Science, Chris. It's taken years of work, unfathomable amounts of money, and for a device that may or may not make Chris's a little cheerier around the country. Is that right?
Well, we're very confident, needlessly critical Chris.
All right, call me impulsive, Chris, but let's get this show on the road.
But what about union-appointed health, Chris?
Oh, fuck me. No, fuck off. No, we need to do the button push.
OK, you're the boss, which of course means let's welcome button-pushing Chris.
Not to worry, not to worry. The suit is the result of a previous button he pushed. It's actually to protect us from him.
Exactly, and besides, if anything did go wrong with the machine, there'd be no point wearing a silly little suit like this.
And you are?
Assistant Science Chris, 24. My favourite Chris's are Origami Chris, Machine Washable Chris, and of course, the Chris who knows what you did last summer.
OK, then. Are we ready to go with the experiment?
Absolutely we are. Button-pushing Chris has been practising at the big button all morning.
Alrighty, I guess we should kick it off then.
Yes, fucking yes. Go.
OK, so let's welcome Countdown Chris.
OK, folks, here we go. In
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Okie dokie. Wait, Chris? Okay, so do I get something else here? Hmm?
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of mating rituals I've attended when no one has turned up, followed by the number of blessings the entity has bestowed under my left arm. The date my predestined match was sacrificed by my best friend, the age my pet Gwoglaw was when I was forced to eat him, the number of times I've communed with the darkness, and the exact position of the celestial bodies when I first felt his dark touch. I honestly don't see why that's so hard for you to remember.
If you could just sit here, please, High Priest Magnus.
Not you.
don't like the way it's been looking at me lately. Is it possible for me to sit here?
No, definitely not. Honestly, you think too highly of yourself, Chester. You're not chosen. You'll be fine. Now go and wait over there.
Yes, Dr. Magnus.
Be respectful in its presence, please, Colin.
Interesting. Wouldn't want to live here, though.
Live where?
You know, here, with that. Definitely different, though.
What's different?
My clothing choices, if you ask my mother.
She's half blind, though, isn't she?
Doesn't seem to stop her. Jeremy, this is Dr. Magnus. His assistant's floating around here somewhere, too.
Doctor, pleased to meet you. I'm afraid you may find me a little sceptical, though.
Science thrives on being challenged, Mr. Donaldson.
Sorry I'm late. Ancient curse. High Priest Magnus.
Doctor, I believe.
Either is appropriate.
10 seconds, everybody.
Seems like a conflict of interest to me.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. This one is Jeremy Donaldson.
And this one is Megan Wolfe. It's the third blood moon in the year of the severed heart, and this is an Ancient One special event hosted by the Arcane and Occult news team.
In an ancient tower, concealed within the hallowed forest of Tittlewood, High Priest Dr. Charles Magnus and his appropriately named unworthy congregation are working on a grand activation.
They claim their Euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country, which, as we all know, provides a dramatic and positive increase in taste for it that devours.
We'll be in and out of the schedule throughout the evening, with our eager team of supplicants standing by up and down its blessed stalking grounds. They'll report live, at first, on whether the device has brought a smile to their faces, and then later we'll find out if it's brought flavour to their veins.
We'll have sacrificial offerings from the worlds of science, religion and entertainment, and of course those all-important flavour results.
So don't lose that time, and as always,
appease the great ancient.
Right, that's 45 seconds back. If we could maybe speed things up. Seconds, everybody. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In just a few swishes of its mighty barbed tentacles, this resplendent machine behind me...
Actually, Miss Wolfe, I think it might be best if we conducted the experiment sooner rather than later, all things considered.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry, I was still on script. Maybe just a couple of quick introductory chats, though, to set the scene. You are Doctor and High Priest Charles Magnus.
Yes, I suppose so.
Please explain to our undeserving audience, how will this device please his great and terrible malevolence?
Well, as we all know, we are but food for the great ancient. It that devours the undying ones of horror, darkness, and carnage. However, a few years ago, through a series of carefully conducted rituals, we gleaned that it has always found displeasure in our taste. It's a bit off, apparently. Well, according to our expert divinations, the beast is not content with our flavor. It's because of the soul-crushing fear we experience as it approaches at impossible angles from a darkening sky. It makes us taste a bit tart.
Even the sacrifices?
Yes. Our research suggests they can be quite scary too, for those on the receiving end.
I have noticed they often make a lot of a fuss.
I just assumed it was the ecstasy of being among the chosen.
It's a very difficult situation for the Undying One. After all, as we all know from the texts, its mere presence shall cause the blood to chill, and its touch brings forth the cold revulsion of disease and decay.
I can see how it might be hard to maintain a smile under those circumstances.
And it does like to play with its food, rather. An arm here, a leg there. As divine privileges go, it can be a bit traumatic.
I see. So, it wants us to go to our deaths happy and with a smile, does it? Ignore that pesky survival instinct of ours.
Oh, those pesky humans.
Well, that seems entirely reasonable to me. How do we accomplish it?
Well, once I activate the Euphoria device, we will all be able to remain joyful and at peace, even as we watch our families devoured before meeting our own inevitable fate. We can meet our horrifically visceral ends without complaint or fear. In short, we will finally taste lovely. Thus ensuring the unspeakable horror will have a bountiful food supply for millennia to come, which I think we can all agree is the ultimate goal.
Can't get no argument from me.
Well then, without any further ado at all whatsoever, let's do this thing. High Priest Magnus, bestow upon us your mighty gift of blissful ignorance.
This is lovely.
This way, please. This is Jeremy.
Welcome, welcome. Delightful to meet you. Jeremy Donaldson.
Dr. Charles Magnus.
Chester Mims. 324. My favourite Gwangons are Garglax, Kitterkill, and Peng.
Fascinating. Shall we?
Oh, yeah. This is excellent.
Leave that alone, please, Colin.
Robo Jetty. Brilliant. This is the future, then.
It's the present, Colin.
Not likely, Alex.
Do you need to visit the bliss space?
Why?
This space? How much that cost?
You're so funny.
Where is the bliss space?
Same place it's always been.
She was more helpful as a human.
Don't be technophobic, please, Colin. The uploaded are just as human as everyone else.
Is everyone in the future this sickeningly nice?
I guess we'll find that out tomorrow.
So not in the next 5 minutes, though.
Colin, you brighten my day, and I love you.
Right. That's new.
Sorry I'm late. I got caught up at the House of Sensation.
No apology required. You're here on time. This is Dr. Charles Magnus. And this?
Chester Mims, 324. My favourite...
10 seconds.
I'll kiss you later.
No need. I'm not much of one for formalities.
5.
Disagree.
4, 3.
Good evening, friends. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. It's another beautiful day.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March in the year 3751.
Nonsense.
And this is a galaxy-wide broadcast on Interstellar Wave Range 1.
Humanity, as we know it today, is of course lovely.
War, inequality, sickness, crime and death. These have long been just story beats in cautionary tales we tell our infant clones.
But let us never forget that in our primitive past, these were accepted as inescapable parts of everyday life.
And tonight, according to our guests, we will all be able to experience a long-forgotten sensation thanks to this, their despondency device.
Welcome, friends, with love, to
The Night of Tears. Oh, Jenny, you look lovely. New wheels.
Temporary. I should get my body back next week. There was a hold-up. Apparently it's still only 7 years old, but it'll be back for next Giving's Day.
Oh, same one?
Pretty much. A bit taller this time, I hope.
How long does Find Mine need?
No more than a minute.
Wonderful. This gives us all a little time to get to know each other before the experiment.
Are you scared?
I don't know. What does that feel like?
10 seconds.
I don't know.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Don't think so.
Welcome, friends, with love, to the Night of Tears.
In just a few minutes, the impressive machine next to me will be activated. But before that, let's all adore the man behind the misery, Dr. Charles Magnus.
Hello.
So, Dr. Magnus, if your experiment works, and I, for one, believe that it will, tonight, for the first time in more than a millennium, human beings within range will experience what the history books have called sadness. Is that correct?
You are indeed absolutely correct. By analysing the surviving musical compositions and the literary works from before the fall, we believe we can artificially induce this long-forgotten sensation, or at least something close to it, dissatisfaction, angst, or ennui.
I've got to confess, I'm a little scared, Dr. Magnus.
Oh, there's really no need to be afraid. We've set up the machine to automatically switch off after an hour, in case we become so sad we can't lift up our arms.
Goodness, can sadness do that?
No one remembers, Megan. That's what makes this project so exciting.
And you are Dr. Magnus's assistant.
Chester Mims, 324. My preferred atmosphere is 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1% other stuff.
Exactly how sad will your device make us, Dr. Magnus? I've heard legends that sadness can drive people to harm themselves, or write poetry, or become estate agents.
Oh no. Thanks to the sterling work by Dolores and the Atemat emotional resonance, we've been able to develop harmonic limiters that will keep sadness levels to no more than a quiet, contemplative weep.
Yes, I agree. We've had a huge team working on this. Is there anyone else you'd like to single out for love at this time?
It would be remiss of me not to thank Doris and all of the staff at Metaverse. And of course, Diana and the fine minds in variational linguistics.
Don't forget about Doreen.
Of course, Doreen in total attunement and a team of child geniuses. Is there anyone else?
I've done that one before.
Daisy, in televisual variants.
You think?
Yes.
Oh, why not? Yes. Thank you to Daisy.
Why?
Televisual variants.
How many people worked on this project?
Hundreds.
Thousands, possibly.
And it all culminates in this live test.
But first, a message from the fine mind.
Good evening, friends. With love. It has been calculated that tonight's experiment has a 90.1% probability of success. Those who take part will experience emotions they may find uncomfortable. To opt out from the experiment, please set your dwelling's harmonic filtration frequency to 540. The experiment is scheduled to last 120 minutes.
Don't think so.
The fine mind will be monitoring carefully and will be able to report the experiment within 15.2 nanoseconds of an error being detected. You are safe and you are protected.
Not likely, Alex.
Loves you and you love each other. All is well. And to those of you choosing to take the journey this evening into your own consciousness, the fine mind wishes you an enlighteningly miserable experience. Safe travels with love.
Disagree.
Final checks are being carried out by Mr. Mims, and I think we're just about ready to go. Excited, Dr. Magnus?
Yes, I think I am. But hopefully soon I will be utterly miserable.
Indeed. On that, as on absolutely everything else, we can all agree.
Well, let's push that button and see if we can't stop enjoying our perfect lives. Chester.
Of course. And with love.
Do we have to go? Maybe we could just stay here for a while. I wonder if they have jazz.
Oh, already did this one. Okay.
I'm so glad we're back here. Why? I think we should do this again. Just for me. I haven't been this relaxed. Winston, my office seems to have got a lot smaller.
So, it's a time loop.
Yeah. And a multiverse.
Yeah.
We can just do one or the other.
Nonsense.
No. How much is this going to cost?
The button, sir. So this is the
Ah,
button
now I
that
get it.
freezes
One means
time.
one.
Yeah.
And
how much did that cost?
TV, 1 to TV. It's 4.
I don't know who those idiots were, but I don't like them, and I think we should leave.
Oh, it's gonna take so long time. You have to go all through. Oh, okay. I will do the last one, then I'll stop doing it. It takes so long, you have to go all over everything. Oh, that will take a long time. Let's see this one. Today? Okay.
Winston, I'm not what you would call a tech guy. I have a strange glass slab here that seems to want to see my face. I'm not sure I trust it, so I've put a balaclava on. Let's not stick around here any longer than we have to.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of... Do you know what? I'm going to text it to you. That way you'll have it written down and I won't have to keep on repeating myself.
Yes, of course, Dr. Magnus.
If you could just sit here, please, Dr. Magnus. The host will be with you shortly.
Thank you. Not you.
Sorry, Dr. Magnus.
God, why do they have to make these keyboards so bloody small?
What is that? Secret government technology?
What are you talking about? My phone?
Phone, give me a break.
Well, I really don't know what you're on about. It's not the latest, but
Do you really not have your own phone, Carl?
Yeah, at home, attached to the wall like normal people.
You used to have a landline. No, like...
Oh my God, you got one too?
Tell you what, tomorrow lunch break, I'll take you out to the shops and we'll go get you one, eh?
Why do I want a telephone in my pocket? It's annoying enough when it goes off at home. I never get anything done.
Phone ringing off the hook, is it?
I don't know. I've got friends. Sprung's are very social. It doesn't even look like a phone.
What doesn't look like a phone?
A phone, apparently.
Well, he has got a point. It does look more like a glass coaster.
Don't you start. Dr. Magnus, Jeremy Donaldson. Jeremy, Dr. Magnus.
Pleasure to meet you, Dr. Magnus. You're going to come up with the happiness device, is that it?
Well, actually, it's the Euphoria device. The Happiness Collective is the organisation that created it.
Oh, well, I'm sure that's a vitally important distinction.
Sorry I'm so late. Difficult selfie. Boseman's new promotional campaign is just nuts.
What new promotional campaign?
Well, this one, Jeremy. The look behind the lens. Come on, it's all about the engagement.
Why wasn't I told about this?
Maybe you would have been if you'd answered your phone for a change.
I like to keep it on mute.
Or read your DMs.
I don't know what they are. I just want people to call.
Then why is your phone... Nope. You know what? I'm not doing this. 10 seconds, everybody.
Oh, Professor Magnus, your Tom talk was just amazing. 31
Going
million
in 5,
views.
4, 3...
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. Welcome to this special OneLive.net event hosted by your national nightly news team.
We are, of course, still broadcasting on Channel 1.
This is Dr. Charles Magnus, whose organisation, the Happiness Collective, have built a device to make us all smile.
For more background, click on the link below.
In just a few moments, Dr. Magnus will introduce his device and explain what we can expect to feel tonight.
And, of course, you can get involved in the conversation yourself by using the hashtag Smile.
So don't close that tab. Keep OneLive.net with you all evening as we bring you the night of hashtag smiles.
Okay,
So who the heck is a hashtag?
So does anybody need anything?
Yes, details about this promotional campaign.
Intending to join us? Update your socials?
Of course not.
Smile, Jeremy.
Not likely, Alex.
Lots of a smile now. You're just scaring the children. No.
Why does everyone have to keep plastering their image all over everywhere? I just don't get it.
Jeremy, that's literally your job.
But it shouldn't be, should it?
No.
I have fact-based information to impart.
Do you?
All I have is bickering opinion.
10 seconds.
It's not the same.
Right you are.
It's not the same,
Right,
Jenny.
your opinion, is it? Going in 5, 4, 3...
Welcome back. We're joined tonight by a face that launched 1,000 memes. It's Dr. Charles Magnus, renowned scientist, influencer, and host of the popular podcast, What's Wrong with Chester?
Hello.
Dr. Magnus, thank you so much for being here. Your Euphoria device has been all over Biff Baff and my face for weeks now, and I don't mind telling you that our comment section is just popping off with questions for you, so let's dive straight in.
Or perhaps, before we do, you might like to talk a little bit about the science involved tonight, Doctor.
Well, actually, there's a documentary available to stream on the Happiness Collective's website, newhappynow.org, which goes into a lot of depth about the theoretical quantum physics and vibrational science behind tonight's work.
Absolutely, I've watched it. It's fascinating stuff and all in under 2 minutes.
Sounds rigorously academic.
Well,
let's go to the Tattle feed now, where incidentally both hashtag smile and hashtag hot doc are trending.
really?
This is from AJ is R27. They say another thought machine to keep the sheeple happy, before going on to make some fairly outrageous claims about chimpanzees in the basement of a sushi restaurant and plug his Your Screen channel. But he does end by saying, ask them where their funding came from.
Well, actually, that is a valid question. How did you pay for all this?
Well, AJ is R27. Obviously, we had a very successful crowdfunding campaign on Begging Bowl.
I remember that.
I'm not following this at all. What do all these words even mean?
And to come to his other points, the machine doesn't actually affect thoughts, just feelings.
But aren't they inseparably linked?
And the claim about the chimp fiddling is absolutely just fanciful internet conspiracy nonsense. Probably put out by that Alan James and his ridiculous webcast.
Thank you, Doctor. We'll be looking at more of your questions in a minute, but first, quick reminder to
like and subscribe. Yeah, that's right. If you want to be among the first to find out whenever we release new content, don't forget to hit those buttons and keep an eye on your inbox.
Speaking of which, let's get back to Tattle. This next toot is from Unity, Dignity and Equality for All. Well, a little on the nose, but fine. They say, I, for one, think this experiment is a wonderful idea. Providing happiness for everyone is surely the most altruistic government policy of all time. I'm so grateful to Advance for making it happen. Oh, there's no question there.
No, but a lovely sentiment for the Doctor and his team.
Yes, indeed, and thank you very much. And I would also like to second that thanks to Advance. Even though we exceeded our stretch goals several times over, it still required a huge cash injection from the government to get us to where we are tonight.
And don't forget, if you've got an unlikely science experiment you want to try,
you can get a government grant at advance.com/fundmydream, and there's a link, of course, in the description below.
Right, this next one is from... Oh, actually, I think I follow her. Yes, she's a fantastic scientist, and I think maybe even one of your team, Dr. Magnus. This is from D. Klein, 1984. It's been the high point of my career to work with someone as impeccable as Dr. Magnus. No. Only the firm hand of his leadership could have brought us all to this brighter tomorrow. He is a stallion among foals. And they sign off with a peach emoji and a heart. Oh, sounds like you might have another fan there. Hashtag hot doc.
Yes, yeah, thank you very much, madam. That was too kind. And you were, of course, integral to the development of the Euphoria device, and I really wish... excuse me, do we know if the people sending in these comments and questions are actually watching right now?
Well, they can just come into the chat, so it's probably a safe bet. Yes. Now, if we could just move on to our next one.
I think we should start the experiment immediately while Miss D. Klein 1984 is still watching. Chester.
Well, actually, we do have a format that we're happy to follow. We're not quite at the point yet.
We can get back to the tattle as soon as we start the experiment. Perhaps when the euphoria kicks in, it won't be so full of angry cunts. To a better tomorrow.
To a better tomorrow.
Miss Klein.
Nowhere. Okay.
Right, we got her surname. Let's get out of here. These bits of glass keep lighting up and buzzing. I think maybe they're broken.
Okie dokie. I don't want to go through everything. No way. No way. No way I want to do that. All of it. Everything is off. You know what? I will end here. It's been very long. I will maybe do another episode. Try to go through everything. I hope I... Oh shit. I hope it's okay. Anyways, see you next time. Bye bye.